This weather report is brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants. The rain will be coming in again today. Also, the wind's going to be picking up. Highs in the upper 40s, and it's currently 42 in downtown Seattle. You're going to want to take advantage of this weekend. We'll be seeing some sun and dry weather. Temperatures will also get up to 60. Sherry's Springberry pancakes are here. Choose from blueberry, raspberry, or triple berry toppings with whipped cream and powdered sugar on a stack of fresh, fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $6.99. Add eggs, breakfast meat, and hash browns for $3 more. Sherry's, simply great food. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
And signs. I hope it's not a sign. It is 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaducci, and this is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you very much.
Are you wearing that for National Women's Day?
Yeah.
Is that an official National Women's Day shirt?
Yeah.
No, all the official National Women's Day shirts say National Women's Day on them. Did you see McDonald's, what they're doing in some cities? Not kidding around?
Yeah, one place in California I
They're
saw.
turning the M upside down to a W.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Look at that.
What's the shirt I'm supposed to be wearing, though?
No, it's not a shirt. It's I just saw it on the news before I ran out the door and switched up. It's you wear purple. These two nudes.
I didn't know.
You're covered.
Wearing a shirt on
In
purpose.
support of women.
100%.
Well, there we go. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Kids?
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so here's the signs thing.
Yeah.
I believe in signs, but in a jokey way. Amy and I will see anything and go, it's a sign, and you sometimes will actually do the thing. For example, on yesterday's episode of Mexico Life, what a great show.
What's that one? I haven't seen that one.
Mexico Life.
There's so many shows.
It's House Hunters.
Oh, okay.
It's all the same show,
Yeah.
except House Hunters is the real one. But now there's Hawaiian Life, there's Island Life, there's Caribbean Life. So there's a bunch of them.
But what is it? It just shows a day in life
No,
if you live
it's
there?
a couple, in this case, a couple of guys that go down to their favorite city in Mexico. We've been coming down here since we first met, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to buy a house and settle
Gotcha.
down.
It's the real estate game.
Yes, it's exactly the real
Nice.
estate game in Mexico. So they went to a city I not only didn't know, never even heard of, and it's very nice, in especially real estate wise. Their houses are 200 years old, and for American buyers, been totally redone. And for $350,000, you're a cattle baron, and it comes with the cattle.
Wow.
Wow.
It was a neat one. But
Like
anyway,
we all
two
need to move to
guys.
Mexico.
That's nice.
They said, oh, man, I don't want to do a renovation or anything like that. We just finished a 5-year renovation at the hotel. And they go back to the hotel. Well, it's the Beverly Garland Hotel, the super cool hotel that it's not even that expensive. If I go down to LA to work, I tell them that's what I want to stay and they pay, but I pay if otherwise it's fine. But I just like it because it's cool and it's nice and a pool and a bar and all that stuff. But Beverly Garland's just a working actress. She's not a star. She didn't do anything that important. I don't know if it was her husband or maybe she did in her will said, make sure this hotel goes on as the Beverly Garland. And I love that story. Her story's on in your hotel room on the TV. It's just super nice. So we said, it's a sign. So anyway, this morning I wake up at 4:07 and Amy says, did you set your alarm? And I said, yeah. Although I wake up well. If I'd have said, yeah, I did. That's not how I wake up. Like one says you're up, and I go, yeah, I'm up. No, yeah, I set my alarm. She goes, well, it's 4:07. Now that seems weird. I think most of you out there, although if you're out there listening, maybe you know exactly what my pain is on that.
Yeah.
Because 4:07 doesn't sound like you should be in a rush already. And I was in a rush. And here's the thing. If I forgot to set my alarm clock and it didn't go off and I was late for work, well, I'd lie like any other normal human being. I'd say,
Sure.
oh, man, my alarm didn't go off. Why would I ever say, I'm irresponsible and don't care about my job? I'd say, my alarm, there was a power outage. Not for you. Oh, man, a sleigh fell on my house from Santa. Whatever it is, it's not my fault. But now with the phones and things like that, your electricity doesn't matter, so I was bummed. But I'm only 7 minutes behind schedule. I'm going to be all right. So then I did that, and I get into the bathroom, and I'm rushing around, and we have pump soap in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Let me act that out. Pump soap.
If you're watching on Danny TV at KZOK.com, Danny's in fact pumping his hand.
Pumping the soap, but hang on, because I'll be switching pumpers in just about a second. I happen to use Colgate extra cavity fighting Scooby-Doo toothpaste in the pump.
In the pump?
Toothpaste
pump.
in a pump?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not
children.
seen.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're the
right,
only ones that had
Scooby-Doo,
it.
yeah.
I didn't want to be adorable and get children's toothpaste. I don't even know if it's good toothpaste because for kids, the teeth are going to fall out anyway. Who cares about kids with toothpaste? But that's what I could get, so I got that. So I do that, and
Wait, you were looking for it in the pump? Is that the whole purpose? You needed toothpaste in a pump? Is that why you got Scooby-Doo? What's wrong?
question.
What's
I'm
wrong
trying
with
to
a
figure out why
tube?
this is weird in any way, shape, or form.
Because adults don't use
Yeah, they
pump
don't.
toothpaste.
What's wrong with
they
a tube
do.
of toothpaste?
A couple different people, they just didn't have it. Crest straight up makes a regular pump toothpaste. A couple people make it.
I have not
That
seen
I've
pump
not
toothpaste.
seen it.
Aquafresh makes it. I like a pump toothpaste. I don't like because I roll it up. I get real anal about not squeezing it, not having toothpaste left in the other thing. So I pump. And I get my toothpaste, and I just forget where I am and which part of this scenario I'm doing. And I pump toothpaste into my hand and then ram it into my eye,
Oh.
which hurts so bad. And I'm going, and it hurts, but I'm still thinking about the show. I'm going, I'm going to open the show by saying I feel like Peter Falk. No, wait, I feel like I'm in Kansas. No, wait. And then it got to be so painful that I stopped thinking about you people. I mean, you people.
What do you mean, people?
So that was a huge drag. And then, so I think there were a couple others, but I got here this morning. Here's one. Now, I park as far away as humanly possible in the morning.
Yeah.
So I get the exercise and keep the blood flowing
Yep.
of 1,000 feet, I think, to the elevator. And then when I'm done with the show, another 1,000 feet. So I do that all the time. So I'm rushing. I'm still 7 minutes late, and I get to the elevator, and you have to use our key cards. My wallet has our key card, and it gets us to the 4th floor because we need to be protected.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so I do that. But as I do it, my keys hit P2, and we go down
Oh,
instead
no.
of up.
Scary.
So my alarm clock didn't go off.
Yeah.
I toothpasted my eye till I was in Kansas, and then I went down an entire floor before I could get here.
What is the world coming to?
Exactly.
I think it's a sign.
They're all signs. I don't know what I'm going to do about these particular
What's
signs.
it a sign of? The pending apocalypse?
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Zombies.
Yeah. End of the world.
I don't know. I don't want to take them that seriously.
You just thought maybe signs of a
I'm an
bad
idiot.
day?
Yeah, I just thought, oh, well, apparently I'm stupid and should be careful about what I shove into my eye. But whatever you guys got going. So that was my daily ritual. To
Are you
get here
feeling
this
better?
You mean the eye thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate it that I did it because now it's going to be in my head the whole time that I'm going to do that once again. Like tomorrow morning, I'm going to get my Scooby-Doo. Oh, and by the way, did I mention there's twinkly things in my toothpaste?
No, like little sparkles.
My toothpaste is so much better
Butt
than your toothpaste.
That's adorable.
What'd you say?
Butt toothpaste.
Butt toothpaste?
I said
I
sparkles.
got it in my eye and that burnt. I don't know what I'm going to do with butt toothpaste. That sounds terrible. But yeah, they have. Did you look up toothpaste by any chance?
Yeah, I see the Scooby-Doo toothpaste. It's for children.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
What about? Oh, I'm not allowed to flip him off with these cameras around, am I?
Sure, why not?
Tori says no.
Oh, never mind.
We officially
Oh,
have
wait,
to
go
do
for it, go for it.
pinkies.
You can
All
do it
right,
now.
do it. She's blurring you.
I think she's on your or his camera.
Did
Like
you
that.
just blur him?
I have it on you, Sarah.
You know what?
Middle fingers all over the place this morning.
It's a sign.
News is brought to you by Car Toys. Well, the breaking news story overnight was, according to Washington State Patrol, 3 people were in a vehicle that rolled over after being struck by a hit-and-run driver. That was just after 2 a.m. 2 of the victims were confirmed dead. A third was trapped in the vehicle but did not survive.
That is so rare.
Yep.
To have everybody die in a car crash, like that's before airbags and mandatory seatbelts and the shoulder strap. You just don't hear that much anymore.
The engine block of the vehicle that rolled over was then thrown into the northbound lanes of I-5, hitting another vehicle that was traveling northbound. While state troopers attended to the double fatality in the southbound lanes, DuPont police went to assist the crash on the northbound lanes. A police officer was struck with by a semi while he was in his vehicle. He was taken to the hospital, thankfully, with non-life-threatening injuries.
Jeez.
So this
crazy.
wound up being a domino effect of terrible accidents.
So I'm thinking, if you'd have told me this exact scenario and said to me they were hit by a speeding train, I'd go, oh yeah. Because the engine block, people use that as, like, in the sailing world, you drop engine blocks in the ocean because you can anchor on them and they never move. That's how heavy they are.
Yeah.
The engine blocks don't go flying. That's absurd.
Crazy story. So this is continuing to. By the way, they did arrest the man who was the DUI driver. Several charges: stolen firearm, not driving with the driver's license. He is now in custody and facing really serious charges. But there are still traffic issues throughout I-5. Derek will continue to keep you posted throughout the morning, as that will remain a huge headache for commuters.
Because they're still investigating? They've cleared the scene, right? But they're still investigating the accident?
Yes, and the cars were so destroyed that even clearing the scene of the smaller debris has been a big undertaking.
Wow.
The King County Sheriff's detectives seized nearly $10 million in illegal marijuana after serving 18 search warrants at an illegal grow location, several throughout southeast King County. Detectives served warrants on residents and 2 storage units in unincorporated King County, Renton, Federal Way, Auburn, Pacific, Kent, Lakewood, and Seattle. 7,000 plants, 800 pounds of processed weed, and a total value of $10 million.
Wow.
This was a big bust.
Now, is this a grow house, or just they picked a plot of land up in the mountains?
These were 18 locations.
But
18
indoor
separate-
grows? That happens a lot more around here. Like in California, it's mostly all outdoor.
Right.
How do you sleep at night with all your pot and all your fame and fortune out there in a field just growing?
Yeah,
where
right.
anyone can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here it would be too difficult to do outdoors because, I mean, look at this winter we've had, just too much rain and it would destroy all your plants. In California, like, you pray for rain, right? You do a dance.
Yeah, and you have the sunlight and you have the warm weather. And here there's so many people, I guess in California too, but here there's so many people hiking through, our mountains and areas like that.
No, that's
True.
the one thing about California that is reasonable. They don't really hike much.
Right.
There's some hiking.
But here everyone does. They'll find your pot.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. What Danny just said, though, about like that's your livelihood, your illegal livelihood that's just out there for somebody to stumble upon.
You've got well-armed people out there.
Well-armed people,
Yeah.
which is stupid. Well-armed for pirates is a good idea.
Yeah.
But the person that's going to cause you grief are the DEA. You don't shoot at the DEA.
No.
Right,
They'll
yeah.
shoot back, and they have really good guns.
Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has become the first person to amass a fortune surpassing $100 billion.
It's a fair amount of money.
It's a fair amount of money. But you got to remember, the boy I root for, that Bill Gates, I worry about him.
Yeah.
He's given away, as of the time I heard this, $41 billion.
Right. So he's truly the richest person in the world.
In his heart and in his
Inside.
glorious soul.
Because we've decided that Bezos is just a greedy bastard.
Right.
He doesn't help anyone at all ever.
I got to tell you, as people are making jokes that you're taking over the world, the fact that you really go for the Lex Luthor vibe in your appearance,
Yeah.
it doesn't help anything.
Well, it's pretty crazy when you think about Jeff Bezos, who founded Amazon in 1994 as an online bookstore, and what it has become.
Is that what it was started as, an online bookstore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, so this latest is showing him at over $100 billion. And let's see, February 9th, it went up to $112 billion, which is up from $73 billion last year. But that, of course, is because of stock prices,
Right.
which is why I'm telling you that I don't know
doesn't
what it is
doesn't
today.
he? And by the way, I don't care what you do with your money or anything, but when Bill Gates still has $80 billion, yet everybody thinks, oh, that's the guy that brings water to starving, thirsty children.
Yes.
And when they see you, they go, there's Lex Luthor who owns Whole Foods.
Yeah, and didn't he just build himself a $10 million watch? It's that guy, right?
Yeah. Shouldn't you, and it doesn't even have to be a significant amount. We'll all notice that you did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I'm calling him Lex from now on.
Lex Bezos.
By the way, according to Forbes, Donald Trump did not fare well financially during his first year in office. His fortune fell by $400 million to only $3.1 billion.
Which is weird because when he was running for president, he said $10 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's not in the workaday world. It's a great job, but in the billionaire world, he makes $400,000 a year now. He's losing money every day he's the president. Plus,
Yes.
people are prying the word Trump off of buildings
Exactly.
everywhere. Which I mean, how did he not know that was going to happen? And if he does know, which he's got to know, he doesn't seem to care.
Right.
A former Russian spy and his daughter were poisoned by a nerve agent at a British shopping district earlier this week. It sounds like the plot of a movie, but no, Sergei Skripal, 66, and his daughter Yulia are in intensive care being treated. They're treating this incident as attempted murder. They said that
So are they going to save him?
they're trying to save them.
Because
Yes.
the last time Vladimir, that's right, I said it, Vlad. The last time Vlad poisoned a guy with tritopium or some
forget
weird
what it was,
thing,
yeah.
the guy died a horrible and grisly death.
Yes.
I don't like Paul, but if he dies, I know, I'm making a point. I love you.
Oh,
But
yeah,
if he dies
I believe that.
of a nerve agent, don't look at me. I don't have any nerve agents.
You can't get that on Amazon.
Right. Oh, give it a minute. The dark pages of Amazon.
According to the foreign secretary, they are investigating. They don't know that it was Russia. They don't have evidence of who it was.
Oh,
They're-
it was Russia.
Yeah, it was Russia. And I have evidence. That's all you need to know. Well, no, because they poisoned that other guy and he died in hospital. And here's the thing that's working. Let's assume we all agree that it's Russia, okay, which is not a far leap. Let's say now I'm thinking about turning on Russia for $100 million. I want to tell my secrets. I'm not doing it. I'm not dying
too
of
scary.
poisoning with utopian, whatever that
Yeah.
crap. I'm not. I'm chickening out. If you said I'm going to put you in jail if you do it, I'm going to go do it. It's $100 million to sell your secrets, but I'm going to do the umbrella jab in your butt and you're going to die with no hair.
They haven't identified what the agent is, but according
He
to
gets 10%. That's what the agent is.
according to the British Foreign Secretary, they know what it is. They are thinking this will help identify the source. And
Well, Danny knows the source. It's an umbrella to your butt.
Right. And luckily for me, I have a corroborating witness. Paulus knows what it is. It's a umbrella to your butt.
Exactly, yeah.
And after that, they do it with poison on the umbrella. It's not just for laughs every time. Just imagine if they opened up that.
Oh, Danny.
oh,
How many years bad luck is that? Opening an umbrella?
I'm guessing about 4 months or whatever it takes.
China's heavenly palace will tumble to Earth within just a few weeks, according to experts. This is the Tianyong-1 Space Lab, which when they put it up there, they kind of knew this was going to happen, but now they're trying to pinpoint when it's going to fall to Earth.
And get a hold of like Bruce Willis and those other guys.
No, I don't think they need to drill this one.
No?
No, I think this was in the cards all the whole time.
Oh.
Now, experts say it's expected to burn up in the atmosphere
Thank
between 43 degrees north and 43 degrees south latitude.
How's it
which-
going to burn up when it's only 43 degrees? You a crazy person?
Danny, thank you for doing that so I didn't have to.
No problem, buddy.
This will include parts of the U.S., Portugal, Spain, Italy, the Middle East, China, Chile, Argentina, Australia, and New Zealand. The debris will be falling, but they say, it's nothing really to worry about because most of it's going to burn up in the atmosphere. They said it's sort of, if to think about it in terms that we would understand, 1 million times smaller than the odds of winning the Powerball jackpot. Those are the odds of like somebody getting struck by this breaking up spacecraft.
All right.
But they think some of it is going to fall. It just won't hit people. Like some of it is going to actually come down to the earth.
Yeah, so
but
like
just you probably won't get hit by it.
it will break up by the time it goes through the atmosphere, but like right over our heads.
Because the time this happened where it was going to fall and hit something, and if it was you, it would kill you dead. Is it Space Lab or is everything called Space Lab? Back in my day, I'm going to go 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that. Something fell out of the sky. It was huge. Everybody's going, oh, man, don't land on me. And it did. It didn't land on a guy, but it landed in the outback of Australia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a thing. Everybody ran around being crazy.
I guess there's more of the world that's unpopulated than populated, so there's a better chance. It's most likely going to hit in the water.
70% chance, I would assume. Right.
Well, some people, I shouldn't say some, a lot of people saw some strange lights here in Washington around Enumclaw and...
that was on the news. They showed it. What the hell was it?
They don't know.
They still don't know?
But it was not the Space Lab, is what I'm telling you.
Oh.
They're not sure yet, and it was spotted by dozens of people. I was going to say Fire Island. What's that island that we were talking about the other day?
Fire Island.
McNeil
That's
Island?
a good time.
Fox Island.
Fox
Yeah,
Island,
Fox
yeah.
Island. Yeah, different than Fire Island, but just a little. They said tons of people saw it and that it could be a meteor, but they're not sure yet.
It was cool looking.
Not Space Lab. The founding document of Alcoholics Anonymous, known to adherents as the Big Book,
Oh, yeah.
is heading back to auction after a lawsuit disputing its ownership was settled. The auction house announced yesterday the manuscript and manifesto are going up for auction May 5th in LA. It is expected to fetch between $2 and $3 million.
Wow. The original Big Book.
Yep. This is a typed document with yellowing pages, 161 pages, and it details what the plan is going to be, and there's also handwritten notes and scribbles in there.
People love that Big Book. If you were at a meeting and you said, let's talk about page 161, almost half the people wouldn't touch their book because they know what's on it, and they would speak it out loud. And you could say any page in the book.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in rehab, I was thinking about this with the signs this morning because it's very easy to get religion. When I was in rehab, you can just watch people, getting more into that book.
Really?
And then they get out and they go, wait a second. Some of that seems weird.
Well, Danny thinks he could fight most animals, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Most? Well, whatever.
Paul, how many times does he tell you he wants to fight a cougar?
I'll fight a cougar right now.
Yeah. Like a wolf. I
Yep.
think you've wanted to fight a wolf.
I don't want to
Certainly
fight.
a puma, a bobcat.
I'll fight a puma. But
You said yesterday you want to fight a fox.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
John Fox.
I'll fight a lot of animals. Because let me just point out for everybody out there listening, I'm pretty confident none of this is ever going to happen. So I can say whatever. By the way, I'll also fight giant cyclopses.
I'm pretty sure you've asked Paul to set up a couple of these battles.
but-
And did anything happen?
Right. He's competent in my lack of skills as a producer that I'm not actually going to bring a mountain lion in at
That's
8:20.
right. I'll fight it right now.
Well, the New York Times is reporting about a new study in wilderness and environmental medicine and what is killing people at the most, the
Sharks.
highest number.
No, not a chance.
Well, it is not sharks.
Rhinoceroses.
Hippos, but that's only if you're already in Africa tormenting a rhinoceros or a hippo.
Oh, okay.
I'd fight a rhino, by the way. They look stupid.
So the way they are weird looking, but I think that horn could do some damage to a lot of parts of your body.
I agree. It's
Just
like
saying.
the umbrella trick, except in a bad way.
The way they have looked at this is kind of in categories. What they say the deadliest group of animals are pigs, cows, and horses. Farm animals cause the most deaths. Paul.
Paul.
I'm sorry.
Who do we know who lives on a farm?
I'd be Paul.
None of those animals have ever killed anybody.
Who do we know that never set up the puma fight?
Paul. Now, farm animals in this group study here, it's 2008 to 2015, were responsible for 576 deaths, almost 40% of all animal-caused deaths.
I mean, I've seen a bazillion horses and cows and pigs. When was the last time you actually saw a black mamba? They're all poisonous and scary, but I've never even seen one.
Yeah, they've got the size on their. They've got the numbers on their side.
I've fallen off and been kicked by a horse in my day, so you can see how they're dangerous. These bastards.
Like I've been around and raised pigs my entire life. I would never work at a large scale pig farm because
They're
pigs
scary.
are really scary animals.
Well, believe it or not, hornets, wasps, and bees killed at a very high rate.
That was going to be my guess, actually.
Yeah, almost 500 deaths from that alone. And overall, they said almost 2,000 people killed by animals.
Overalls are killing people too?
No, the people that got killed are wearing overalls.
Oh, yeah, of course, they're farmers.
Yeah.
We always wear overalls.
They were just getting onto farmers.com, and then somebody killed them.
Dogs also.
So when the horse that kicked me, it didn't love me, is what it was.
Because you tried to scratch its belly.
I will not tell you what I did, but I'll tell you what I was wearing at the time.
It's worse if you don't tell us. If you say, I can't talk on the radio about the thing I did to the horse before it kicked me.
Well, I can't, but I can tell you that I was wearing a plastic glove that went up to my shoulder,
no
given me by Kenny Rogers while he was laughing hysterically that I was going to do this. Danny TV.
Where did it kick you?
It really just kind of stepped around and got me in the shin, ankle. But it's, kicked me to the chest.
A Northern Virginia man is facing charges, including driving while intoxicated and possessing weed after a police pursuit in which he ended up running over himself. Now, the police pulled him over. The dash cam video is rolling, and it shows 30-year-old Isaac Bonsu getting out of his car. I was waiting for you to make a joke about his tree.
About his what?
His tree.
His bonsai tree?
Oh.
I love his tree.
That did not happen for me.
I was expecting I love his tree.
Well, you're going to be waiting a long time for that, Sarah.
Well, as Bonsu gets pulled over.
Oh, I used to have one of those trees.
Apparently, you're not going to wait as long as I thought.
The little bonsai tree.
Yeah.
Clip, clip, clip.
The video then shows him freaking out like, oh man, I've just been pulled over. I'm going to run away. So he gets out of the car and tries to flee, but didn't put his car in park, and his own car ran him over.
Yeah. He gets out and does the first wrong decision besides running. The first wrong decision, the car is going 5-6 miles an hour when he decides, maybe he decided they're going to probably stop the car so it doesn't hurt anything or whatever. But instead of jumping out and going behind it, which is normal, he jumps out and goes to run around it, and it's at even pace with him and just runs. I thought he was dead because it looks like he falls right in front of it and the thing runs him over. I guess he ran a little bit past it, got knocked down, and he didn't get run over, but I thought he was dead.
That guy obviously didn't watch enough Dukes of Hazzards because you got to slide across the hood of the car. He would have been totally fine.
A couple has filed a federal lawsuit against a southern Michigan township for preventing them from launching their swingers club.
All right, I'm interested.
Kent and Angie Tyler are alleging that town officials are using legal barriers to stop their business from opening. They would like to open a private membership adult couples social club. The community does not want it. They have done everything they can, and they said to the county, they said, this isn't a place for people to just have adult relations willy-nilly. It's a place for people to meet.
And some of the community wants it. They just don't want their wives to find out about it.
And everybody wants their willy-nilly.
Well, the government, the state is saying we've got just 4 words for you: shenanigans.
Well, they were weird when I was a kid. I don't know if they were swingers clubs or what they were, but they'd take houses and they'd renovate them and put like all these little cubby holes with shag carpet, so like bunk beds and stuff all over the house, and there was the room for this and the room for that. But the 2 times in my life, and I was maybe 15 or 16, I don't know how I even got into this thing, it was more like a tour through the zoo. You just walk around and look in all the doors and all the but nothing was really happening near one place where you were supposed to just stop and look. That was the thing that was happening. But all the cubby holes and beds and things like that, nobody was really doing anything.
Well, they were hoping to. Because that's what they did. They bought a building and were renovating it with shag carpet.
So it's a building, not a house in some residential neighborhood. Let them do it then. What do you care?
Ew.
In a building? I'm sure it's going on in downtown Seattle even as we speak.
Yeah.
M&Ms are taking a page out of the American Idol book. The candy company announced that they will be rolling out 3 limited edition flavors: Crunch Espresso, Crunchy Raspberry, and Crunchy Mint. Now, the way American Idol comes into play is you use your phone to vote.
Oh.
You, just like American Idol, which I never voted on, I don't think any of us did, but you would vote, you would put in a word to their text number, but you have to try the candy first and decide which one you want to win, because only the winner will be sold moving forward in stores.
I'm going to vote for Ryan Seacrest. What is that? How does he physically do all his jobs now? I used to when he did morning radio and then a TV show like American Idol.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my God, that guy must be exhausted. But now he does morning radio live with Regis and Kelly or whatever, and then American Idol. How is that even physically possible? Just to get you from one location to the next?
It's crazy.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
How many vodka drinks can one man get in 8.5 hours? In Stephen Loftus's case, it was 16 plus a chimichanga. The problem was he could not pay his bill afterwards and tried to run away. Police went to the Ay Jalisco restaurant, and they said he won't pay his bill. It's $105. And
Ay, Jalisco.
well,
a lot of money.
they said, here's your bill, man. You got to pay. And he said, I'm supposed to be meeting my friend Mike, and Mike is going to pay the bill. I don't have any. And Ay Jalisco said, not cool, man. You got to pay your bill. And he said, it's all Mike. Mike needs to pay my bill. Well, there is no such thing as Mike. And now the
Pretty
bar...
sure there's a Mike.
Yeah, and he sounds like kind of a jerk, too.
He's got a friend named Ike. They hang out together all the time.
Ay Jalisco said, okay, maybe you're right. We shouldn't have actually served him 16
Well,
vodka
here's the thing. He was going to win that the whole time. It's a contract you enter into, and every time you give him something because he asked for it, the implication is that he'll pay, but he doesn't have to. That's not the contract. So if you call the cops, they're going to, I think, if they've read their handbook, they're going to say, hey, this is really not our territory. This is a civil matter. You now have to sue this guy.
You got to take him to small
Believe
claims
it or
court.
not in Florida, Danny. He was jailed on defrauding an innkeeper.
Wow. Okay.
Because Ay Jalisco is apparently also an inn.
That's just the term for it. An innkeeper, somebody who sells booze, but he did not go to jail thirsty or hungry.
Right. But again, he insists he didn't. He was meeting his friend with the money. Oh, well, whatever. He went to jail. Fine. Mike.
Oh, Florida.
Oh,
Florida.
News this morning brought to you by Car Toys, but don't go anywhere because oh my, we have some amazing AC/DC news to share. Really, really great news. A major rock icon got knocked out cold. By whom? We'll tell you.
Oh, wow. It's a whom?
It's a person.
Neat.
Some major changes to the Seahawks, and we'll tell you who blew minds at spring training yesterday. Next at Sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino on I-5 southbound near Gravelly Lake Drive. There was an earlier accident at about 2 a.m. this morning, and all lanes are blocked on the southbound side right there. You're going to be forced to exit onto Bridgeport Way. On the northbound side of I-5 near Bridgeport Way, currently only one lane is open as they continue to investigate that incident. The winter entertainment lineup at Snoqualmie Casino is out now. Enjoy live music from Enter the Haggis on March 17th and many more. Tickets are on sale now. Visit snowcasino.com. Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest casino. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This would be a great time of year to get engaged. And if you're ready, you need to go to Shane Company. But before you go to the store in Linwood or to their website, shaneco.com, they encourage you to shop around, see what your money is going to get you at other jewelers, and then go to Shane Company. Because as a direct importer, Shane Company offers the best value on engagement rings and loose stones. So if you want to save money and get a more spectacular ring for your money, then Shane Company is the place. What you're also going to find when you go someplace else and then go into Shane Company is the customer service is leaps and bounds better at Shane Company. You're also going to find at other jewelers the same stuff. When you go into Shane Company, you're going to find unique, beautiful rings that you can even personalize. So many beautiful things to choose from. Maybe you want a diamond. Maybe you want a ruby. Maybe she loves blue or yellow and you want to have one of those stones to accent it. They will help you get the perfect ring. You are going to have a great buying experience. Shane Company is the place to go. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
This weather report is brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants. It's going to be a wet one today. Lots of rain and wind. Highs are going to reach the upper 40s, and it's currently 42 in downtown Seattle. This weekend's going to be really nice. We're going to get some sun and dry conditions. Temperatures will be the highest they've been all year, close to 60. Sherry's Spring Berry Pancakes are here. Choose from blueberry, raspberry, or triple berry toppings with whipped cream and powdered sugar on a stack of fresh, fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $6.99. Add eggs, breakfast meat, and hash browns for $3 more. Sherry's Simply Great Food. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Placed on the tour by Axl Rose.
Yeah, he performed with them that one night. Do you have that tape? I don't think it's going to fly like that. Give me some accent.
Dan.
That wasn't me.
Oh, that's right. That was Brian Johnson. Yeah.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, we are now finding out Brian Johnson has returned to the stage. He joined Mick Fleetwood on stage at his Maui restaurant for a performance of the standard Get Your Kicks on Route 66.
Neat.
Derek, do we have some audio of this?
Yes, we do.
Let's hear it. Some voices are not meant to sing the standards.
My impression was better. What do you guys think?
It's weird.
It's his voice. I mean, that is how he sings AC/DC
Yeah,
songs.
and it sounds fine on an
It does?
AC/DC
Okay,
song.
I thought it sounded a little raw.
No, it sounds fine on an AC/DC song. It sounds super weird on this.
All right, so the only thing lacking is the fact that it wasn't AC/DC. There's no otherwise there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like him.
Sounds fine, yeah. Well, this is a great step in the right direction. You know, he's got that special ear piece that somebody created just for him that will help protect his ear. He's not supposed to be racing cars, which is what led to this problem in the first place. But
It was not being the front man of AC/DC wasn't the problem.
It was not wearing any ear protection while car racing.
I'd say we have Dish satellite at my house, and it comes with wireless headphones. If you have to ask for them, which is weird. But it has something stupid that they thought was an innovation. You just wipe your hand over the headphone from bottom to top for the volume to go up, and then from top to bottom for the volume to go down. Totally doesn't work. Whatever it's stuck at, whatever the last person got it to do. And this morning it was super loud, and I actively thought, I'm going to go deaf from this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to call him up and say I need new ones.
Well, this is a step in the right direction for Brian Johnson of AC/DC.
Yeah, and you can check out the video at KZOK.com. It's actually really, really cute because he's so excited, and you can tell it's like his first time in months being on stage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy Lee is
Yeah.
making news for all the wrong reasons. Tommy Lee shares 2 children with his ex, Pamela Anderson. He posted, according to Twitter, some not so great things about his ex-wife. He had also
Pamela Anderson, right?
Pamela
That's it,
Anderson.
okay.
He also went on Piers Morgan and was not saying great things about his ex-wife, Pamela Anderson. Well, his son...
By the way, people don't like that. I found out. I was, kidding around, but I was being pretty harsh when I was first going through my divorce, saying bad things about her. And I was surprised how much people said, move on. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was funny.
Well,
if she
his
was
son...
two-faced, she wouldn't wear that one. Kind of jokes like that. Yeah, they didn't fly.
I think it's only funny when the wife goes on and says something bad about the ex-husband.
Oh, she did. She was right there. We were fighting tooth and nail. I thought it was hysterical.
Tommy Lee's son, Brandon, is 21 years old, did not like dad posting negative things about his mom, so he popped him in the face and knocked him out cold.
No way, really?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Police arrived, took down all of the pertinent information, and the kid was gone. They said, however, they don't need to go arrest him or anything, but that he filed a police report and wants to press charges.
Wow. Tommy
Father
Lee's
and
all over
son.
the map.
Yep. Now, he is...
God, whenever anybody would punch anybody else in the face in my house growing up and the neighbors would call the cops,
Yeah.
everybody just immediately covered for the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
Especially my dad. My dad's a little guy. By the time Anthony was 12, 13, he was way bigger than my dad. but it took him a while to work up the courage to pummel him. But once that barrier was crossed, it was like an all-day occasion at my house.
Well, imagine you're in this situation. I mean, this isn't that dissimilar from your life.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee's 55, so you and your son are hanging out, and you say something disparaging on Twitter, my ex-wife and her two faces or whatever, and Dante pops you in the face.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that scenario?
Not me reacting to it, because I wouldn't know if he was serious or not. Was that real?
So
But he popped me in the face and knocks me out.
Punches you, Danny, right in the face and knocks you out.
Yeah.
When you come to, you're pressing charges against him?
No, there's a huge attaboy and a new bicycle. Because I worry about that kid not being able to punch anybody.
Y'all remember Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a time that some would rather forget, but
Is there any chance they did it all for the nookie?
they did do it
Okay,
all
well,
for
I
the
got
nookie.
it. I just should have sounded more sure.
Limp Bizkit's Fred.
Right. The correct answer is not yes. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. Fred Durst, the frontman of Limp Bizkit, is directing a new movie. Now, normally we wouldn't really talk that much about Limp Bizkit, except that it gives us the opportunity to say,
Yeah. Did they pay him in cash?
yeah.
No, we did it all for the nookie.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll join your game if you'll join mine.
Well, he doesn't want to break stuff anymore. No, he is directing a new movie that stars John Travolta.
Oh, neat.
This is called Moose.
What did you say John Travolta has on his face?
A
Cleft.
butt chin?
No,
I forget what
divot.
I call
I
it.
said he's got a cleft.
divot.
Was it divot?
Divot. A dimple.
It's technically a treble clef.
No.
No, it's not.
No. But it's a dimple.
Well, he is
My
going to.
favorite part of Face Off, when Nicolas Cage is playing John Travolta and he yells about this ridiculous thing on his chin. Very funny.
He is going to be directing a movie that stars John Travolta that he also co-wrote. It's let's see, the character's obsession grows stronger. About a fictional action hero, and then it goes to stalking of the person who plays this fictional action character. Sounds really good.
That sounds riveting.
You know, the fact that Travolta doesn't stop working, after Saturday Night Fever, it's like, oh, well, he's done now. You can't, because he became a joke in just 1 year. Disco became a joke almost, the second that it, and then did these, whatever the sequel to that was, and then Urban Cowboy, and then the OJ movies and stuff. God love him, because he's been a has-been like 20 times.
Maybe it's Quentin Tarantino putting him in Pulp Fiction.
Maybe.
Kept him going. The iHeartRadio Music Awards are almost here. It's one of the biggest nights in music, and it is happening this Sunday night live from the Forum in LA. You can tune in for some of the hottest celebrities and artists on stage and in the audience. I don't think Fred Durst is going to be there, but you never know.
Never know. Would you like to go, Fred? Yeah. Is that how he does it?
No, he just does it all for the nookie.
He does.
I don't think that worked. Anyway, you can watch it all unfold. TBS, TNT, and True TV. And stay tuned, because later in today's show...
Well,
Because it's a show so big they couldn't fit it on one TV channel.
You did not do the world turned upside down voice. I'm very...
So big they needed 3 television networks.
Paul.
Stay tuned, because later in the show, we will reveal the winner for another one of the big awards.
Yeah, big one today, too.
Don't give Danny the envelope yet, because he'll spill the beans.
Is that what's in there?
Yeah, I didn't put beans in the envelope.
Silly thing to do. Paul.
Sorry, Danny.
How are you, Sarah?
Okay, it's taking it one step too far, my
I
friend.
felt that as I was doing it, that I just jumped over.
Today is International Women's Day.
I know what that
International
means.
Women's Day.
Wheels are off.
Yeah, they are.
Mattel announced something very cool in honor of International Women's Day today. They have released a special line of Barbies. Barbie dolls. They have decided to honor some famous women, including Olympic snowboarder Chloe Kim, conservationist Bindi Irwin.
So do they just stand there at Mattel with a Barbie with no head to see who wins the gold medal?
Yeah, I think so.
Because you'd be shocked at those bobblehead things that look just like a guy. They made it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They
And then
take
just
your
pop
big
another
set-
bobble on
Yeah.
there? Wow. Well, these are going to be out. They're on sale now, but also featuring Patty Jenkins, who broke the record for highest grossing live action film, Wonder Woman, by a woman, by the way. So Chloe Kim, who was the youngest woman to win gold in snowboarding, Bindi Irwin, crikey, Steve Irwin's daughter, And let's see, Nicola Adams, a British 2-time gold medal winning boxer, and several other women who are being honored with their own Barbie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
And it's also, I think, interesting to note that these are not just the standard Barbie with their head popped on there. They have different body types. That'd be really
Now,
weird.
this is for National Women's Day. I'm assuming for National Guy Day, Shaun White will be a Barbie or whatever. A
National
G.I.
Guy
Joe.
Day, yeah. And it's
That's
on,
the other 364 days out of the year. Yeah.
Let's take a look at
You
sports.
feminist.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-OA, 1-800-DUI-OA. The Seattle Mariners excited everybody yesterday when they made it official. Ichiro Suzuki is back, baby.
Don't
Super
excite him too much, though. He's kind of old. He might have a heart attack.
Have a grabber.
He's not grabber age.
He's getting there.
44.
44.
Yeah.
44 and in fine shape.
In fine shape. He's in top shape.
Yeah.
They finalized a $750,000 one-year deal, and he can make a lot more in bonuses.
I was going to say, normally in big league sports, whether it's football, you never hear thousands. You hear millions. This is really weird. It's such a big star.
He can get an additional $1.25 million, bringing it up to $200 million if he gets a total.
No. Bring it up to
Oh, 200? 2 million.
$2 million. 200 million. The guy's on the top of his
The
game.
biggest contract in the history of baseball goes to 44-year-old part-time outfielder Ichiro Suzuki.
Although he won't live to see it all.
Sorry.
$200 million guaranteed.
each for hitting certain plate appearance thresholds.
He has to do that fair game. He has to hit certain plates with a baseball. I can do that. It's the milk bottles I can't do.
He did not play yesterday, which we could have used him because we lost to Oakland 7-3.
I heard he's already injured.
Today, the Mariners play the Giants at 5:40. Now, he is officially with the team, but he did not play, and we're not sure that he'll play today either, but probably later in the week.
Yeah, they think this weekend that he will see some action.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
Thursday.
nice, but is he going to play?
On to football.
Football.
We were a little stunned yesterday with news that the Seattle Seahawks traded Michael Bennett to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah.
They got a 5th-round pick and wide receiver Marcus Johnson, prompting people to say,
Who?
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
So we
Marcus
turned
Johnson.
a 7th-round pick into a 5th-round pick because we also gave up a draft pick. So we turned a 7th-round pick into a 5th-round pick, and we got a no-name receiver.
Yep.
How
Welcome to
big's this
town,
Johnson?
Marcus.
Is he big?
Yeah, welcome to town, Marcus. Oh, yeah, sorry. He's one of our players
He's one
now.
of our players. We
shouldn't
love you,
disparage
buddy.
him. Yes,
Welcome.
Marcus Johnson is fantastic. We love him.
Thank God.
Also, his brother is looking for a job. Martellus Bennett was cut from the New England Patriots. So perhaps he'll get signed by Philadelphia.
R. Bennett?
Yeah.
Traded.
I missed that. Where'd he go? He went to the
Eagles.
Right. All right. And the other Bennett?
His
His
brother.
brother got cut by the New England Patriots, and somebody could pick him up. We'll see. He's 31. And the other big story involving the Seattle Seahawks was about Richard Sherman yesterday. A couple of strange posts to social media all about Richard Sherman no longer being with the Seattle Seahawks. One of those people was his mama. But
Really?
Most people then either deleted the tweet or reposted, yeah, I'm not sure, just kind of speculating. Richard Sherman says he has not heard either way from the Seattle Seahawks if he is being cut or not. He has a meeting with Pete Carroll and John Schneider Monday to find out his fate. Wow. Most people believe he will not be with the Seahawks next season.
You know, it's just such a big star to be having this conversation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But he's good, but he seems to be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yep.
And they like less of that. And I think especially with our team, I think our Seahawks really frown on being a big pain in the ass, vulgar language, big displays of temper. And he does that all the time.
And do we know his health situation? Because he was injured at the end of last season.
He had surgery on his Achilles.
I heard
and
both his Achilles.
Then had another surgery like 2 months later or something for the other Achilles. So we haven't heard an update, but they're not out of the ordinary procedures. It's not a knee. Last night, Oregon State outlasted Washington 69-66 overtime. It was the opening round of the Pac-12 tournament. Washington now likely will fall short in their bid for the NCAA tournament.
They just busted my bracket.
Yep.
I had the Huskies going all the way.
WSU also losing to Oregon 64-62. Tonight, Seattle U faces Texas Rio Grande at 8:30. And last night, Clint Dempsey scored from straight in front of the goal in the 78th minute, giving the Seattle Sounders a 1-0 victory over Chivas Guadalajara. This is the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals. This was in front of 42,885 fans.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't normally see a packed house for a non-league game, but they came out mostly because there's a lot of Chivas fans here too, because it's a big Mexican team, one of the top 2 Mexican teams. So there's a lot of people, in the U.S. that are fans, and even up here in Washington even.
Club record, pretty impressive. And I want to remind you guys about Whiskey Rocks. It is happening the day after tomorrow, Dooch, man. This is exciting. Did you pick out your outfit yet?
Oh, yeah.
WhiskeyRocksNW.com.
Actually, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? You're so cute.
Thank you.
Because I know it's very important that you've got your sneakers and your blazer, everything matchy.
Contemplating cape. Not sure, but contemplating.
All right. Well, if you want to see Danny Bonaducci wear a cape while drinking some of the best whiskeys from around the world, get those tickets now at WhiskeyRocksNW.com. That's a look at your sports, and it's brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA. A lot of show yet to come. I want to remind you guys at 7:20, you can win tickets to Battle at the Boat.
This traffic report is brought to you by Aer Lingus. Seeing some long delays on I-5 southbound near Gravelly Lake Drive due to a collision that is blocking all lanes. You are forced to take the exit onto Bridgeport Way. On I-5 northbound near Bridgeport Way, 3 of the lanes are blocked. 1 lane is getting through. And on I-5 northbound in Federal Way, just after 272nd Street, we have an accident there blocking the shoulder. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.aerlingus.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weekend, we spring forward. That's right. We're going to move our clocks up an hour. That means you're going to lose a night. You're going to lose an hour of sleep. Well, what if I told you never had to lose any sleep ever again? The solution is My Pillow. If you get yourself a My Pillow, you're going to fall asleep faster. You're going to stay asleep. You're not going to toss and turn. You're not going to wake up folding that pillow in half trying to get it to support your head because it stays that way. It's going to stay cool and supportive. My Pillow is great. I absolutely love it, and I know you're going to love it too. My Pillow, it's the best pillow out there, and right now the offer is amazing. The 4-pack special. 50% off if you use my promo code KZOK. Well, what's the 4-pack special? 2 classic My Pillow, 2 Go Anywhere My Pillows. They can be yours for 50% off. Call 800-304-4756. That's 800-304-4756. Don't forget the promo code KZOK. The website, mypillow.com. It's made in America. You're going to love My Pillow. mypillow.com, promo code KZOK.
It's only 2 minutes after 7, so you're fine. Slow down. Everything's cool. I'd like to remind you at 7:20 this morning, we're playing Name That Knockout. And if you win, and you really should win, they're pretty easy. You'll be going with me if you would like to travel with me, or at least to show up with me to see Battle at the Boat 115, and that's the EQC.
We were talking in the news about Michael B. Jordan, the actor,
Yes.
how he is in great shape. Black Panther is a movie that is just gangbusters in theaters. But when he was in Creed, he was also in great shape because he was the boxer
Right.
in the Rocky movie. But the story that was making headlines was about a dentist who shared the story of a 17-year-old girl who broke her metal retainer,
Wow.
clenching her teeth so hard because Michael B. Jordan took off his shirt in Black Panther.
I don't know that I'd have shared that information.
Yeah, it seems like some sort of violation of
Church and
doctor-patient
state. Oh, yeah, that one.
confidentiality.
Probably not church and state.
Wasn't
really.
it a big deal, though, when Richard Gere was, I almost said topless, bottomless in, was it American Gigolo?
Yeah.
Like, that was like a revolutionary scene that blew people's minds. Like,
It
there's
was.
his who's its. A man never shows his who's its.
Real men show their who's.
Yeah, almost constantly.
Yeah.
Nowadays, but that was, I think, the 80s.
Yeah, it was. But that was Blondie did the soundtrack, and people didn't completely know who she was. It was really that was an impressive time.
But I mean, most of the time when there's a movie scene that blows your mind, it's either a big reveal or it's like the graphics. You know, it's the like
The
Terminator,
CGI, the
CGI.
action, yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
like-
or for me, here was one because we were all just blazing on acid. With the very first time anybody ever jumped to light speed in the Star Wars movies.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody just went, he goes, all right, Chewie, let's jump to light speed. And he flicks the switch, whatever the hell he does. And he goes, and oh man, what's that? That altered
blew
my
your
existence.
mind?
Yes.
Wow. Well, so in some cases it's like lo-fi. You know, it's not massive CGI because
That was hi-fi back then, though.
right?
Yeah.
But sometimes the
Yeah.
movie scenes that blow your mind are someone taking their shirt off, or it's something crazy and revolutionary like hyperspeed.
Yeah, Porky's Revenge.
Which one was that? When he stuck his eyeball in there and saw the naked girls?
All the Porky's Revenges. They've changed my life.
All the Porky's movies.
Yes.
I think there's only one revenge.
Every Porky's movie that ever was changed my attitude.
But I remember when the Terminator movies first came out, those scenes blew people's minds because they hadn't seen that kind of technology. Like, what was it? The second one where the guy who's the cop, Richard Patrick?
Yeah.
Or Robert Patrick. No, that's the guy from Filter. Richard Patrick is the cop, and then all of a sudden his skin all melts off, and
Yeah.
he's just a robot.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was really cool.
Well, one woman, girl rather,
Yeah, girl. 17-year-old
17,
girl.
movie scene that blew her mind was Michael B. Jordan taking his shirt off at Black Panther. What movie scene blew your mind? Let us know. Call 800-252-1025.
All right, so a 17-year-old girl busted her retainer. How do you like them apples? That was a good scene in the movie. How do you like them apples?
That was a great scene,
Great
yeah.
scene. I got her number. Hey, so anyway, we would like to know what scene in what movie just altered everything. You just went, I remember that scene. It was amazing. 1-800-252-1025.
Yeah, sometimes they're not even from the greatest movies, or they're not the greatest. I mean, you said Star Wars for you, and when you watch that now, it's not all that high tech. I mean, Star Wars in general blew people's minds, but that scene was revolutionary at the time.
Not that high tech. 5 words, sister.
What?
Have you lost your mind? This far, isn't
Oh,
it?
that is fun.
They were traveling through space,
Yeah,
Sarah.
with a furry guy.
How could you get more high tech?
Dog man.
What movie scene blew your mind? Let's talk to Dawn in Port Orchard on line 2.
Dawn, how are you?
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Good. So the one that I remember distinctly, because I was a young woman, it wasn't just what she did, it's how she did it. It was about empowerment, but it was Sharon Stone showing her who's it in Basic Instinct.
All right, first of all, she showed her what's it, but I understand everybody gets that one wrong.
all right.
Yeah, it's easy
but
to confuse.
That was one of the first things I thought about. It didn't
Was
like
it?
alter my, but I was shocked. You just don't do that.
No.
And I don't remember what year that came out, but maybe I wasn't even seeing porn at that time because I remember going, oh my God.
That blew minds.
Plus, it
for
was a
sure.
real actress, not, a lady with a meth habit.
Yeah. Well, and it was unexpected and just didn't happen in movies. I think that's a great example of a scene that blew people's minds.
I expected it. I expected it for the last 20 years, and they just didn't do it.
There's a difference, Danny. You hoped for it. It wasn't
Hoped
that
and
you
expected. Two different
Yeah.
things? All right.
What movie scene blew your mind? That's the question at 800-252-1025. Good morning, Bill in Lakewood.
Hey, Bill.
Morning, guys. Hey,
What's up?
listen, so I'm going to apologize because I can't remember the name of the movie, but the shocking thing was that it was on AFARTS. That's the Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Oh,
All right.
AFARTS.
we should be on that for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
we should be on A farts.
how are we not on
There we
A
go.
farts?
Yeah, at least a B plus farts.
Well, what was the scene, Bill? Do you recall?
Okay, yeah, I do. So I was watching this movie in 1975 in Germany on a little black and white television, and Pernell Roberts plays this traveling tinkerman or whatever. He was in the Mongolian mountains, the Himalayas or whatever.
He's the guy from Bonanza and Trapper John MD.
Right.
Yeah, the same guy.
Yeah.
Adam on Bonanza.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
Anyway.
my least favorite characters on Bonanza, by the way.
What was the scene, Bill?
Yeah, I'm trying to. So anyway, they spend the night in
Sorry,
the mountains,
Bill.
and he's got this Mongolian girl with him, and he's got a white woman that he picked up at one of the villages they're traveling through.
Yeah.
And the Mongolian woman takes off her shirt and starts rubbing yak butter all over her breast and everything
Yak butter.
to keep them from freezing at night.
No,
Sure, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I do that.
This is on black and white AFR TSTV. This is conservative. I mean,
It
they
sounds
would leap out
conservative.
words that, and it blew my mind. I grabbed my
Bill.
wife and said, honey, look.
Bill, guess what Tori does to keep her skin nice and soft and supple?
Oh, don't tell me.
Wow.
Don't
You
tell
know, I
him.
think encouraging him is the way to go. All right, thank you there, Bill.
Brian in Bellevue, what movie scene blew your mind?
Fast Time to Ridgemont High.
It doesn't even need an
Phoebe
explanation,
Cake
does
scene.
it?
There was no gas butter involved, though, unfortunately.
You say that. The scene where he was watching Phoebe
Phoebe
Cates,
Cates.
whatever, and then she caught him doing whatever with the yak butter.
Yeah, I think for most people, the scene is just her getting out of the pool.
I walked
Yeah.
out on that movie. Only movie I ever walked out on at that point.
You
At
so you
that
didn't even
point?
see it at
Because
the time?
I was with a date. I was with a girl I
Oh.
really liked, and this guy, he's peering through the wall doing that to himself, and I thought, all men look ridiculous right now. I won't stand for it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I may have married her later.
It's hard to keep track.
I mean, it would have been the same day. So
Olivia in University Place, what movie scene blew your mind?
Hey, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
All right, so I would have to say, and I just recently saw all the 4 original Alien movies.
Yeah.
I would have to say in the first one, when Ripley finds out that their main pilot is an android, that blew my mind.
So not even the scene where the alien pops out of the dude's belly button?
Okay, well,
That too.
That too.
yeah, that's good. But
No,
I-
but
I-
Alien was a whatever the words I'm searching for is, where we all just went. It was a new step in horror.
Yeah.
It was really, and the thing
Yeah.
I liked about Alien, you almost never saw the alien. It was all anticipation if we're going to see the alien someday. But you almost did. Then in Alien 2, you saw more, and throughout you saw them a
Yeah.
lot more. But that was an amazing movie, Alien.
I would say that the going out of the belly button absolutely mind-blowing movie scene.
Predator was a great monster movie too, but not even in the ballpark of Alien.
Let's talk to Brian in Seattle.
Hey, Brian.
Morning.
What's up, man?
Hey, for me, I don't know if you saw it. It was the first Star Trek The Next Generation movie after the series ended.
Yeah.
And they destroyed the Enterprise. And it landed on that planet. And it just, maybe it was because of the big screen we were watching, but it was so intense. Everybody in the theater just clapped and cheered.
Wow, that's cool.
Because what they were saying to you at that point, because I saw that, I did see that, and I thought it was amazing. What they're saying is this is it. Because you can't have Star Trek without the USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
You just can't. So when they crashed it on the planet, just sitting there and it's broken in half and sparks are shooting out of everybody's going, whoa, this is it. That was an amazing time.
There's a scene in Black Panther where star Michael B. Jordan takes his shirt off. A 17-year-old watching, her mind was so blown, she clenched her teeth and busted her metal retainer.
17-year-old bust.
We're asking, what movie scene blew your mind? What about Ken in Bremerton?
Hey, Ken.
Hey there, how you doing, everybody?
We're all good. How are you?
Well, I was watching Carrie one day, and I got into the movie theater at the very end of the movie, and there's a scene where the house had burnt down, and there was a big gravel section of the property where the house was, and I was sitting down, and my butt had not even touched the seat yet. I was holding popcorn and a full canister of pop.
Oh.
And, when that scene popped up, I jumped up, I spilled the popcorn and the pop, and had to move over my seat because there was
what he's trying to say is he wet his seat.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
That was gory and scary.
I want to make sure I'm not stealing from anybody because this is such a big scene. The Ice Cube scene from 9.5 Weeks. Is everybody aware of that?
Yeah.
I don't even have to go into and I don't even dig the Ice Cube thing.
That broke my retainer, and I don't even wear a retainer.
Absolutely. I broke the retainer of the guy sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Christopher Walken? And they're all sitting at a table, and they got a gun, and they hand the gun to each other? You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I think that scene might have been less memorable than you think.
The Deer Hunter?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Were they were playing
Russian
it?
roulette?
Where there's whatever it is, there's a Russian roulette set in that movie that's awesome. It's awe-inspiring.
Yeah, pretty.
Because De Niro asked
awful.
for more bullets.
Yes,
crazy.
That's right.
What about Sean calling from Renton, a movie scene that blew your mind?
Hey, good morning, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Hey, the scene that blew my mind was the final shootout scene from Heat when Val Kilmer's walking out from the bank and he realizes he sees the police from the other side and just lights right into him without hesitation.
That movie's so great.
That was a fine movie.
Yeah, it was.
It disturbs me when me and Paul say the same thing at the same time.
It's a very good movie.
Shouldn't happen. Beverly and Puyallup, good morning.
Hey, Beverly.
Morning, guys. How's
Morning.
it going?
It's very good.
Well,
Thank
this
you.
is kind of one of those old cheesy movies. I was nursing my baby at the time, like 27 years ago. Corbin Bernsen was in a movie called The Dentist, and he freaked out because his wife was having an affair. And he starts pulling people's teeth and murdering them in the chair. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That sounds awful.
Corbin Bernsen. Corbin Bernsen as the dentist with a baby on her nipple. And I don't know. I don't know if that was really earth-shattering for me, but it is now.
I wonder how that movie did at the box office because I can't imagine the trailer sounds all that great. Corbin Bernsen is the dentist.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got to go see that.
Dave in Federal Way, a movie scene that blew your mind?
Half a day from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning, Dave.
Hey, yeah, my younger days, I was going to join the military. But after watching Full Metal Jacket, the scene where Sergeant Gunnery Hartman starts talking to the soldiers in the beginning, and he says just one line, BS, I bet you can suck a golf ball through a garden hose. That blew my mind, and I didn't want to join the military after that.
Well, how about the guy that goes into the bathroom with a full automatic weapon with a full metal jacket, shoots the sergeant, then shoots himself in the face? That kind of changed it for me, too.
A couple of scenes
That's actually, I don't know that I loved the description, but he called a great movie. Full Metal Jacket changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
Because most of the military movies made everybody heroes. They were all John Wayne type movies.
Right.
Paul, what's a movie scene that blew your mind?
One of my all-time favorites, The Usual Suspects, pretty much told entirely from the viewpoint of Kevin Spacey's character. Can we talk about Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey's character.
He touched me. Thanks for bringing it up.
Like, and it's his account of the story, and they're all, flashbacks of what he saw happen.
Yep.
And then we flash forward, and Chaz Palminteri, the cop, is looking around the room in that final scene and realizes he made it up.
He just
off
read the billboard.
everything on the wall. Yeah,
That was a crazy scene when everybody realizes, oh, that's what this movie is about.
mind blown.
There's a line, and it's not a curse word, but the word has become so out of fashion. All right, I'll just change another word. But Stephen Baldwin is about to make a shot and murder a guy from 600 yards or something from a moving train. And he goes, Oswald was a geek, and then pulls the trigger. He calls him a negative word for gay people. But I just thought, because that's what the word you used, it didn't mean anything that bad. It just meant he couldn't do this. I can.
Yeah.
Martin in Seattle says the beach scene from Saving Private Ryan,
Yep.
Dawn and Lake Goodwin, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep.
Carla in Seattle says scenes from Blade Runner. I'm
Every
guessing
scene from Blade Runner.
The Replicant and Star Wars. She's with you, Dooch Man. Thank you all so much for your calls. But my, oh my, look at the time. We need to play Name That Knockout.
Name that knockout.
Your chance to win tickets to Battle at the Boat 115 next Saturday night at the Emerald Queen Casino. If you want to play and win your way in, call 800-252-1025 now. Queen on 102.5 KZOK. We are playing the game that is sweeping the nation. Name That Knockout.
Name that knockout. We are now. Sorry.
Well, this is your chance to join Danny at Battle at the Boat 115 next Saturday night at the Emerald Queen Casino.
I'm sorry. Join Danny or join Danny? Boom, boom. Bonaducci.
See, Paul, you do that so much better than I.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Are you out of breath? Are you going to pass
Yes,
out?
yeah.
Back to you in the studio, Sarah.
Can I take a nap?
Our contestant is Jay in Snoqualmie. All right, it's not that complicated. You are just going to have to name the famous knockout from Danny's Clue.
Morning, Jay.
Morning, Jay.
All right.
How are you, man? All right.
I'm doing good.
Good. You ready? Let's see. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Barely.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
I do.
All right, I got money on you, buddy. So here we go. For this knockout, it was all about the hair. When she became a household name in 1976, no one in the history of entertainment was more famous for their head of hair. And then there was the poster. Ooh, the best-selling poster of its time with over 20 million copies printed. It was on the wall. It was on the wall. It was everywhere. But I'm not going to tell you what I saw. It was one sexy angel. Can you name that knockout?
I think the poster had a red swimsuit, and that would be Farrah Fawcett.
Boom!
There you go, Jay. Don't knock him out yet, Danny.
$5 right here, Paul.
I owe you $5.
Yes, you
we were
do.
actually betting.
Yeah, because I said we have a little sometimes side bets on the thing, and who's going to get it? I said first caller today.
Well, Jay did get it. He was our first contestant. Congratulations. You're headed to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets to Battle at the Boat 115 next Saturday night at the Emerald Queen Casino. Join us again tomorrow at 7:20 for a final round of Name That Knockout.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. On I-5 southbound near Gravelly Lake Drive, they do still have all lanes blocked due to an earlier collision, and you're going to be forced to take the exit onto Bridgeport Way. Also, on I-5 northbound at 188th Street near South Center, we have an accident currently blocking the right lane, causing about a 30-minute delay. At Staples, you can upgrade your office and still save money. And this week at Staples, you can save big on a full range of office and desk chairs, some up to 50% off. A better chair equals a better workday. Ins 310 Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by NHLSeattle.com. We're going to be getting lots of rain and wind today, which should pick up by the afternoon. Highs are going to be in the upper 40s, and it's currently 43 in downtown Seattle. Things will be shaping up this weekend with some sunshine and dry weather, and temperatures will get up to 60. Congrats, Seattle, for showing we're NHL ready. We're now another step closer to bringing the greatest live sport on the planet back to Seattle. Join NHL Seattle's season ticket waiting list at NHLSeattle.com and be part of Seattle sports history. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, it's the big news of the day.
Some of the stories we'll be telling you about, there's some wild reports about a piece of Amazon technology going haywire, terrifying people. An update to the drug smuggler who refused to go number 2.
Number 2?
Some very cool AC/DC news all next.
Here it is. It's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, or you can go online to goldbergjones.com.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about movies that had scenes that really affected you.
Yeah.
Well, there's something happening that a lot of people are terrified is a HAL moment from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah. Did everybody know that it was IBM?
Did everyone know that it was IBM?
Yeah.
That made the computer?
No, that HAL is IBM. So, okay, the answer is no.
No.
What's the next letter after all of the letters in HAL? The answer is IBM.
Oh, HAL? Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So, like, that was a thing when I was a kid. It's like, oh, IBM, they're barely masking that IBM is going to take over the world.
Well, it's not IBM taking over the world. It is Alexa. When some people are calling this a HAL moment.
I believe that, Alexa taking over the
me
world.
too.
Yeah.
There's a new glitch that has people who own Alexa devices saying something really creepy is happening. She is laughing without any instruction to do so.
Yeah, do that again. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it from when you, I guess, turn it on. It's not like it's just sitting around and hearing something. It just decides from the time you turn it on to whatever time, ha, 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 in a creepy laugh. Now, when I first heard it, I thought, well, it's wrong. It's not a laugh. It's some electronic sound that it sounds just like people. That's a laugh.
That's a laugh.
That's a creepy laugh.
Yeah. Well, according to users, one of them was lying in bed about to fall asleep when it just made that creepy laugh. Creepy.
It's a creepy chick laughing at you.
Amazon says we are aware of this and working to fix it.
Well, are they aware of what its purpose was? Because obviously they had it recorded, they had it programmed into the machine.
If, in fact, this is almost a direct quote from my last attorney, if that is, in fact, what is happening.
I think it's supposed to humanize it, that you could say, Alexa, tell me a joke.
Right. She has a laugh. She says, ha ha.
And there's a couple other things. I have the Google thing, which I don't think works well enough, to be honest with you. But you know, one of my problems is with it, if I say, if it gets something super right, do you think an NBA team will be coming back to Seattle or something like that? And she gives me an okie dokie answer and I'm involved. And then I go, well, thank you, Google. She's dead. She's gone. There's no you're welcome. You should be able to say thank you and good night. And my thing's got no controls for that.
Oh, Alexa's more interactive than that.
By the way, if people are listening to this show at home, they hate us right now.
Oh, because we've said Alexa over and over again.
Alexa, do a creepy laugh.
Hello, Google. What is Don Knotts' net worth?
Also making news, we've got an update on the man who refused to go number 2.
Right, first of all, why did he refuse to go number 2?
All right, the story behind this guy is...
I love that this is our number 2 story.
This man, Lamar Chambers, was taken into custody because he is an alleged drug dealer and had swallowed his stash. Police decided to wait him out. And so he's a drug smuggler, suspected drug smuggler. He swallows the drugs. And they said, okay, you're just going to go behind bars till we get our evidence.
Yeah, what's it going to be? 3-4 days tops?
Right.
Everything about this seems weird, though. Like, if you have the wherewithal to incarcerate him for something, then you know a crime's been committed. You don't have to wait. In a lot of the countries, including our own, they'll open you up surgically.
Well, not in the UK, which is where this is taking place.
Which stands for yuck.
This is a 24-year-old man who was released after 47 days in custody, refusing to go number 2.
In what sense of the word do you mean released?
They let him out?
They let him out of jail.
Okay.
He didn't release.
No. He still did not release. So they said, okay, we're going to let you go. They decided to drop some of the charges. What's blowing their mind is that this guy ate and drank daily.
Yeah.
And did not go number 2.
There's something so wrong with this whole story. It's bizarre.
So 47 days, and they took him, with agreement, they took him to the hospital where he got treatment but will not face drug charges.
Holy cow.
So he got treatment in what sense?
To help him go number 2.
But did he need help to go number 2?
They said he's eating and drinking, so if you're not, you're getting into the danger zone.
Or
Doctors
you just have
say
amazing willpower, because when I gotta go,
part of it.
I'm gone.
He's going to be the thing of legends. Like drug dealers all around the UK are going to tell
after him. Just who knew that the UK had such bizarre little laws, man? That's craziness that you have enough charges to incarcerate a guy for over a month, but you can't x-ray him.
Yep.
That just seems crazy.
Well, sometimes when you get pulled over or you get busted, you say, I have a prescription for that.
I've only had 2 beers.
Or but you make up some sort of excuse. A woman was on probation, and when you're on probation, you can't do drugs, right?
Right.
She failed her drug test.
Wait, when you're not on probation, you also can't do illegal drugs.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah. I see your point, but I'm gonna say I disagree, Paul.
She failed her drug test and told the probation person, "Oh no, I have a prescription for that." They said,
Really?
So she hands them the prescription bottle that said methamphetamine 5 milligram tablets. She forged a prescription bottle to look legit for meth.
If you're smart enough to do that, aren't you smart enough to know they don't make meth prescriptions in pill form?
I guess she didn't. They said, A for effort, but There is no such thing as a legal meth prescription.
What'd they do to her?
Well, was under some pretty serious allegations anyway, like identity theft, and this is all just adding to that. So yeah, she's in big trouble. She, I guess what it is also stealing identity, even if it's a fake person, to do fake prescriptions.
It's stealing someone's identity?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's bizarre. On to AC/DC.
All right.
There is a new sculpture that is carved in the likeness of former AC/DC singer Bon Scott that has been unveiled by his son in Australia. Now, this is a pretty cool... The only way I can really think of to explain it is, have you seen in Star Wars when Han Solo gets frozen?
Yeah.
And he's like kind of coming out of the metal, whatever it is. It kind of looks like that. It's Bon Scott singing.
Carbonite or something.
Well, yeah, in this case, it's a sculpture and it's a flat mural, but then he is like busting out.
Neat.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff.
It's really, really cool. You can actually see it at KZOK.com.
Where can I see it in real life?
You'll have to go to Australia, my friend.
Long ride.
Melbourne.
It's a long way if you want to see that guy.
Yep.
It's almost their song. See,
It's a long way to the top.
Long way to the top if you want to see this guy. Well, as you've heard, we are presenting one iHeartRadio Music Award every day this week leading up to the big show. And today we are announcing the winner for Country Artist of the Year. Paul, give him an envelope. No, the envelope, I mean.
Here's the envelope, Danny.
Now I can't tell you. But that's
You just tore the envelope completely into pieces.
I'm actually a very big fan of this guy.
Yeah, who is it?
The winner is Thomas Rhett.
Yeah.
For those of you classic rock guys that don't know who that is actually his father is a famous country guy as well. And he has, I think he has 2 songs in the top 20 country countdown right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so good on you there, guy.
Congratulations to him. And remember, this is one of many great awards. Tomorrow we will announce the winner for Best New Pop Artist of the Year.
Yay!
I bet that's somebody you lust after. Find out tomorrow at 7:30, my friends.
Sam, what's his name?
A best
Sam
pop,
Smith?
Yeah.
pop artist? It could be a man or a woman.
Oh, I
Danny.
lust after all of them.
To see more of the action, watch the iHeartRadio Music Awards. Tune in to watch live Sunday at 5 on TBS, TNT, and True TV. Why 3 channels?
Because the show's so big, you couldn't put it on one channel.
What happened?
No, I forgot why. I was like, yeah, why is it on 3 channels? That's weird.
Oh, geez,
no,
that's
it's because it's so big.
so big.
Couldn't
That's
fit
the
on
big
just
And
one
what
channel.
happens if you buy the whole seat?
You're only going to need the edge.
That's the big news of the day. Well, no, that part wasn't, but the stuff before it was. The big news of the day, it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online at goldbergjones.com.
Don't wait. Don't go away, kids, because coming up in just a couple of minutes is Sarah's Filthy Forecast.
Kids should It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. Well, blow. Oh, feather. Oh, this sunny conditions, though, they won't stick around. A whipping is in store today. Wind and wet, and just 49 degrees today and tomorrow. But we'll be knocking boots. Knocking 'em back. Whiskey Rocks is on Saturday. Easy mistake.
Yeah.
Sunny, almost 60 at Safeco. Clothing optional.
No.
No, I'm fine with that. I
They'll
think it's
arrest
okay.
you. I promise.
Just a fantasy. See you there. No matter what you're wearing. With the best weather front in Seattle, I'm Sarah.
Oh, my goodness. A lot of feather talk. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Ask me what the difference between a regular person and a pervert is.
What's the difference between a regular person and a pervert?
A regular person uses a feather. A pervert uses the whole chicken.
That is not one of Jelly Bean's jokes of the week.
Don't ask me where I got it, Dad. That was, in fact, Sarah's filthy forecast. And by the way, be here tomorrow, right around this same time. Bring your feathers, whatever you got. Because if you can tell us where Sarah's beaver has been, you're going to win tickets to see Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers at Key Arena.
This traffic report is brought to you by Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel on I-5 northbound near Joint Base Lewis McCord. There was an earlier accident. All lanes are now open, but you're still seeing some stop-and-go traffic, about a 20-minute delay. And on the accident has been cleared, but you're still seeing about a 30-minute delay due to some stop-and-go traffic. Every Saturday, Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel has special offers to thank all our military and first responders. Join them between 8 a.m. and midnight to receive $10 in free play and a 25% food discount in any of their restaurants. Details at LuckyEagle.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Spring is almost here, and now more than ever, it's important that you get a good night's sleep. The days are longer. You might stay up later than you mean to. You need to get a MyPillow to ensure that you are getting the best night's sleep that you can. And MyPillow will ensure that. They will actually guarantee that. That's right. They will guarantee that you like the pillow or you can send it back. Yep, 60-day money-back guarantee. What are you waiting for? Take advantage of the 4-pack special they have going on right now. You can get half off if you use my promo code KZOK. That's right, half off. 50% off. The 4-pack special is 2 classic MyPillow, 2 Go Anywhere MyPillow, and 50% off will be yours if you use the promo code KZOK. Call 800-304-4756, 800-304-4756, but don't forget the promo code KZOK. Money back guarantee, a 10-year warranty. It's made in America, and you can throw it in the washer and dryer. MyPillow.com with promo code KZOK. MyPillow.com.
Hey, remember that the KZOK's third annual Whiskey Rocks is Saturday night, my friend. Saturday night's all right for drinking. It's inside the Terrace Club at Safeco Field. Sample 100 of the world's best whiskeys and bourbons from all around the world. And Lyft, they did this last year. I thought this was a great thing. Lyft is our safe driving partner for the evening. Use code WhiskeyRocks
18. Whiskey Rocks 18.
That's it. Thank you. Whiskey Rocks 18 for 20% off rides from the event. Get your tickets right this second at whiskeyrocksnw.com.
We had a guy making news, big viral story about...
Oh, is he the non-pooper?
No.
Oh, I love that story.
There was not video of the non-pooper, thankfully. There was the poop watch. They were updating people on Twitter on whether or not he had gone number 2. 47 days.
47 days without going.
Yep. No, the video that has people talking, the viral video is a Virginia dad who made his kid run to school in the rain because he'd been kicked off the school bus for bullying. So dad thought, my kid needs to be punished. I'm going to come up with something creative.
Right.
And I'm going to film it. And I'm going to make sure that everybody sees it so he doesn't bully anymore.
Which, by the way, I did not find that successful, even though it was successful on Twitter and the Twitterverse and all that stuff. When you say, oh, he came up with something creative. No, he made a child run in the rain with a backpack on. I didn't love it.
But didn't you say he was a big kid? He's like 16 or something, and he's like a football
No, but he
player?
was a physical size. He wasn't a small child. But yeah, no, a guy that has the authority to make you run in the rain with a backpack on and doing so does it. You know what a punishment that I liked? Guy's daughter, grown man's daughter, was tweeting stuff about the dad. I don't have my dad. My dad doesn't understand me. He's so stupid. He took her computer, turned on a camera, and shot it 9 times with a Glock, I think it was.
That was crazy.
It wasn't crazy. It was awesome. And the balls to do it. He paid for that. He's going to have to pay for the next one. I loved that guy.
I liked the guy whose daughter was posting pictures of her in tiny little outfits and was like, oh my God, so look at my half shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like so pretty. So he did the same thing.
In the same outfits.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you want to get your kid tormented or what, but I will go with creative on that one.
Well, you guys listening, have you come up with a creative punishment for your kids? Somebody who broke the rules. Did you come up with some creative punishment? Or maybe you were punished in the creative way yourself. You can share your story. Call 800-252-1025 now.
So a dad made his son run to school in a backpack in the rain because he was a bully. Another dad shot his daughter's a computer because she was on email saying totally inappropriate things. Have you ever come up with a really good, clever punishment or had one against you? 1-800-252-1025.
A lot of parents these days having to come up with some creative punishment for their kids or people around them misbehaving. Justin in Bremerton, tell us your story.
All right, so I'm from a small one-horse town and was definitely a little bit of a hellion in high school. Egged a bunch of houses with some buddies. Word got out around town, and my parents made me wear a sign to school the next day saying eggs are for eating, not for throwing.
Wow, you're that kid because you hear about that sometimes. The kid had to go and wear a sign. There was because did it work on you, by the way, Justin?
I definitely didn't throw any more eggs, that's for sure.
There was a judge, and you hear about these judges all the time. A guy locked his bicycle to a tree in New York. That's all he did. Apparently, full on against the law, made him lock himself to a tree wearing a sign that said, "I love trees." Wow.
Todd in Olympia, did you have a creative punishment rained down on you?
No, but I raised a couple boys, and they were at that age, all of their regular Christmas presents in another room and packed wrapped junk under the tree. I remember, it was years ago, but like old pieces of rebar and buckets and boots. And about the third present that they opened, they just finally said, What's going on? They were just furious. It was hysterical.
You know what? I like it. I like it a great deal.
Yep.
There's one I've heard I haven't tried yet, but maybe when Jelly Bean's a little older, if you wrap a couple of empty boxes under the tree, and then the weeks leading up to Christmas, if the kid's misbehaving, like getting really bad, you pick it up and you throw it in the fire. So you've got a fire going in the fireplace, and you say, "Oh, that's it."
Paul is a great dad.
It sounds good on paper. But then let's say he did it next year. She'll be 7 next year.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say next year he throws the box in the fireplace. She watches and goes, and then you're the dad and locked in a small environment with a screaming 7-year-old.
Slingmaster Doug, have you gotten some creative punishment?
Oh boy, yes. It was not me, but my brother who had a problem keeping his rear end light clean, and Mom got so frustrated at the skid row that they finally just got tired, and they made him wear his underwear over his head, and Dad walked him around the block with a leash on him.
Well, you see, Slingmaster Doug, that's why your kid's doing that, because you throw it, well, here's somebody else, throwing a leash on him with the underwear on his head. There's bound to be a couple of problems with that child.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that's child abuse, for what it sounds like to me. Let's go to Trucker Rob in Seattle.
Hey, Trucker Rob, what's up, man?
What's going on, Sunshine?
What's up, sweetheart? What do you got for me?
Well, I'll tell you what. My wife and I are raising our grandson, and he's now 10. But at 7 years old, he felt it was funny to go into our local grocery store and steal a bunch of candy.
Right.
So when he came home and Grandma found out about it, she called me, and I went down and took my grandson down to the grocery store and talked to the manager. Of course, they gave him the scare of his life, but we felt, he needs a little bit more incentive. So kind of like the first caller, we made a big billboard sign that says, "I think stealing's okay. That's why I stole this candy from the store," and made him wear it outside the grocery store that everybody knows who we are for 4 hours, just kind of walking up and down there. And on top of that, he had to write a formal apology letter at 7. And plus, I will not steal 100 times. Wow. I don't know about you, Danny. I have a hard enough time doing that as an adult.
Yeah, I still can't do that. And I still steal, hence the pillow.
Another one with the sign, though. By the way, Danny did get busted stealing a pillow. You know what your punishment is?
What?
We decided to punish you creatively by posting it on our website.
Yeah. There's a picture of the stolen pillow.
KZOK.com for the bosses to see.
Which they already know. They called you out about
By
in
the
the
way,
meeting.
the big boss, like the New Zealand guy, Andrew from New Zealand, hence the name. I offered to bring it back. Here's you guys real quick. I stole an iHeartMedia. I thought it was a cool custom thing. I work here to be great, so I stole it after meeting him.
Hello.
Shame on me. But then the New Zealand guy, when I say I'll bring it back, he says, after it's been, that's not a good New Zealand accent. After it's had your butt on it, no thanks.
Yup, he did.
Yeah, he did say that.
In front of people.
He's go ahead and keep that.
Your creative punishment to stealing from the workplace is that we posted that picture at KZOK.com.
All right, I stole that pillow. That's what it should say.
Saying. Ken in Seattle says he got whipped with the Hot Wheels track. That is not creative. That is child abuse, my friend.
I've had that one.
Let's talk to Cindy in Puyallup.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey, how are you doing?
We're all doing very well. What is up?
Well, we had a couple of pastors, and my kids didn't want to do their outside chores. And every winter, rocks would work their way up. So I made them spend a week picking rocks. And these, not little rocks. These are, probably 5 inches in diameter.
Right.
And after that, they decided that maybe they should do their outside chores.
So it worked.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's good. Liz and Roy, did you get some creative punishment?
I don't know how creative more punishment, but so I wasn't physically caught smoking at 14, but I came in from sneaking a cigarette, and my dad had smelled cigarettes on me and smelled my fingers, came to the conclusion that I did indeed sneak a cigarette. So he went and got a glass of water and told me to go to my bedroom, and I'm thinking, okay, good. This is going to be a long lecture. I'm going to need water for this. And he came into my room with the water. He found my hidden pack of cigarettes, threw the cigarettes at me, had me take the glass of water, and made me eat half a pack of cigarettes.
He made you eat the cigarettes?
So I've heard of that one. And by the way, there's poison in that.
Yeah.
You could die from that.
I had heard the smoke the rest of the pack.
Of cigarettes kind
Liz,
of thing.
did you ever smoke again?
Yes, I still smoke to this day, so I don't know how effective that was. I just learned how to be more.
We should put Liz on hold, get her address, and we should all go over there and make her eat cigarettes.
Does he even quit this time?
Yeah, I don't think it'll work.
Chick Shadle, they say, works on cigarettes. We should send her there.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Paul.
Absolutely.
Paul.
Brent in Port Townsend, something similar for you?
Hey, happy rainy day.
Happy rainy day. What do you got?
Well, my best friend and I, like 10 years old, we got caught when we stole wine from my mom. We got caught trying to give the neighbor girl wine. And my mom sent me home to my buddy's dad so he could decide the punishment. He made us drink scotch and smoke cigars.
Ooh.
I was so sick in bed for 2 days.
Are you not joining us at Whiskey Rocks on Saturday, Brent?
I have to work. It sucks.
Oh, what a ripoff.
But are you able to drink whiskey?
I am, yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes.
Well, a lot of times, when that gets forced on you, you can't do it again.
I was just going to say, I just mentioned kidding around kind of Chick Shadle, but that's kind of their philosophy.
Yep.
It's more than that. There's more to just eat and drink and stuff like that. But the aversion therapy works.
Yep. Trisha in Seattle, good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
It's very nice. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Hey, what we used to do is, our teenage son, he was kind of in middle school at the time, we couldn't get him to make his bed. And every morning we'd have an issue. He wouldn't make his bed. He'd go to school, his bed wouldn't be made. So what we did is that we made up his bed and had his bed all nice and clean and made new sheets, new everything. And then we made him sleep on the floor for a week, and he wasn't even allowed to touch his bed.
Wow. So it seems like a lot of effort. I don't know who you're punishing with all that. There's a lot of, you ever short sheet somebody?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't even fully understand the mechanics of it. Like, you can't get in it, right? It looks like a normal bed, but
Yeah,
you can't
exactly, right.
Huh. I'm not doing it.
We'll take one more call on this, talking about creative punishment. Trucker Mike, good morning.
Hey, Trucker Mike, what's up?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you? And ladies.
We're all good. Thank you. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to bust out my brother, Trucker Rob. Love you, brother. You're going to probably hate me for this, but I'm going to bust you out anyway. We're twin brothers. At 13, he went through a phase where he was never grateful for pretty much anything he got. He felt that for whatever reason he was owed the world. So mom and dad decided to have enough of this, and he come home one day, walked into his bedroom, and everything, dresser, you name it, everything was out of that room except for a single mattress, blanket, and pillow.
Oh, I like it.
Wow.
I like
When
it.
they came home, he was like, what's going on? And my dad looked at him and said, you know what? I'm tired of your ungratefulness. There are kids around the world that would give anything for just half of what you got. So now I'm going to give you a reason to be ungrateful. I'll tell you what, it took him almost 2 weeks to get his stuff back, and ever since then, he changed his attitude and become very grateful for what he does have.
All right, well, I like it. I think that was fair and reasonable.
Oh, and Trucker Rob just called back and says he hates you, Mike. Thank you all for your calls. We're going to take a very short break, but in just a couple minutes, all of the news you need to know today, that's coming next.
This traffic report is brought to you by Bell Red Energy Solutions on Highway 512 westbound between Portland Avenue and I-5, seeing some stop and go traffic, about a 10-minute delay. Also seeing some slow traffic in Tacoma on I-5 southbound as you make your way between 72nd Street and Highway 512. If you have any plumbing needs, Bell Red Energy Solutions is here to help. They offer quality service from highly qualified plumbers who can help you with any problem, big or small. Maintenance, repair, or installation, they can do it all. contact your plumbing experts today. Bellred.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This weather report is brought to you by Staples. You better call Annie Lennox because here comes the rain again. Rain, wind, high in the upper 40s. It's currently 43, and this weekend you're going to see some sunshine and dry weather close to 60, which is the highest it's been all year. At Staples, you can upgrade your office and still save money. And this week at Staples, you can save big on a full range of office and desk chairs, some up to 50% off. A better chair equals a better workday. Ends 3/10 Staples. It's pro time. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
News this morning is brought to you by Car Pros. 3 people were killed in a crash early this morning on southbound I-5 in Lakewood. Washington State Patrol say they arrested one person for driving under the influence, hit and run, and possession of a stolen firearm. The driver is facing 3 counts of vehicular homicide. That crash wreaked havoc on traffic this morning, and throughout the show, Derek will continue to keep you updated on that. Found. He is listed at Harborview in stable condition. Now, remember on yesterday's show, Tori somehow got confused about the onion soup trick.
Onion soup, yeah.
What did she think it was for? Tattoos?
I thought it fell out of you or something, your breath or your stomach or something.
Your breath?
Thank you.
Doesn't it mean you're dying, though?
Yeah, so you eat the onion soup, and if you can smell it at the stomach where the gunshot wound is, then that means
You're going to die. It's
So-
slow and horrifying death.
Who has onion soup handy when you get shot?
Who doesn't?
Why would you even get shot if you don't have onion soup?
This is true.
Amazon announced plans to slash the monthly cost of Prime membership for Medicaid recipients.
Oh, that's nice.
The new discount will slash the membership cost from $12.99 to $5.99. That is significant. Amazon says they'll be offering this promotion for up to 4 years. This is obviously something very important for people who are on a budget and on Medicaid. So this new program will be available starting now.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Did you use that to get your gummy bear machine?
I didn't, but I did order that
How
thing.
did you get the gummy bear machine like 4 hours after the show was up?
We talked about it yesterday on the show, and I ordered it while we were talking about it right there on my phone.
By the way, in case you don't know what you're talking about, unless you're that guy that was just tuning in, Paul wants to make gummy bears so he can drug children.
No, that's
that
not at
not it?
all.
That is.
I don't remember.
That was the news story, wasn't it?
I don't remember why we were talking about making of gummy bears.
Teachers,
but Sarah said
at
in
kindergarten.
in
Yes.
college that she had. Oh, they were drugging kids. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, good to know, Paul.
No, I said I bought one pretty recently as a Christmas gift for my nieces. I'd never used it.
Oh,
And
that's
then
right.
2 seconds later, Paul orders one.
It came yesterday afternoon.
Well, I
and
was excited to meet you.
it makes gummy bears, gummy worms, Swedish fish.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. I meant to bring it in this morning, but Jelly Bean stole it from me.
She probably thought it was for her.
I put it in the closet. I didn't like hide it under anything, but I just sat it in the closet, and I figured she's not going to find it. She was home from school maybe 10 minutes, and she's playing with the gummy
Kids
bear
have a nose
machine.
for that kind of thing.
Wow. On to national and international news brought to you by Car Toys. A 17-year-old female student died and a male student was injured in a shooting at a Birmingham area high school yesterday. Police say that students were involved in what police are calling an accidental shooting. Now, they said that this school did have metal detectors, but had not been utilized in this instance. Do not know why. The gun was recovered. They are saying that this does seem to be just a terrible accident. And if you happen to come across any McDonald's ads online today or visit the company's website, or if you are in California, you will notice the iconic arches are different today.
Yeah, they flipped their wig or whatever that is. Flip their lid.
They
Flip the
flipped
script?
Their M.
All of that.
The M is upside down, making it a W because today is International Women's Day. The arches will be flipped in California, a restaurant in Linwood, California. That is one of 10 restaurants that is owned by a woman.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, that's cool. We were talking about M&Ms earlier, and I thought, are they going to do the same thing? And go around turning all the M&Ms over.
By the way, when you spill out,
You're so stupid,
when
Paul.
you
What?
spill
Wouldn't
out
that work?
your M&Ms,
Yeah.
aren't about half of them W's?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That seems crazy.
So you wouldn't have to turn all of them upside down, just
No.
about half of them. M&Ms would have a lot easier time.
I have a tattoo on each butt cheek of M's, but when I stand on my head, it says, wow.
I wish that weren't true, but I know that it is. And I know that it is because you've sent me pictures.
I am indeed. By the way, tough selfie to take.
We'll get those up at KZOK.com.
If you're a kid, you can never have too many Legos. But if you're Lego, you can have too many Legos. They're having a problem with excess inventory. They are not selling enough for the first time in 13 years.
Yeah.
They have been on fire, and all of a sudden, they have too much inventory. They said they didn't sell enough of the 2017 toys to make room for the new toys. So y'all need to go take out a loan.
Yeah,
Take out
they've
a second
gotten too
mortgage.
expensive.
Yeah, that's the problem.
$35 for like a tiny set of Legos that I'm just going to step on in the middle of the night.
Aren't they made by the same country that makes IKEA?
Close. They're Danish. The Lego was founded in Denmark.
Same
yeah.
exact thing. The problem is,
The other one is Sweden.
nobody can put them together, whatever they are, whether it's an IKEA or Legos. Because the robot ones they have now with propellers and stuff, who does that?
Yeah.
Build a wall like a normal kid.
The
Build
one-
a wall around
Like
a
Donald
normal
Trump.
kid.
The one market where Lego is continuing to excel, however, China, double-digit growth for last year.
Well, they're notorious great wall builders.
This is true.
It's true.
I wonder how many Legos that would take to wrap around China.
And could you see them from space if they
That's
use like
the
the bright
important-
colored Legos?
Yeah.
Sue Spector thought that the sighting of an otter would cap off her pristine Sunday morning spent kayaking in Florida.
Boy, I otter.
Don't growl like you didn't expect it.
Yeah, don't ever think I'm not going to do it.
The guide of her group said, keep an eye out for little swimmers, for the otters. Not that kind of little
The other
swimmer.
little swimmers.
Because if you get the wrong one and you get impregnated, that's going to be all sorts of issues.
She said, all of a sudden, there is a otter jumping on my kayak. I thought it was so cool until it tried to attack me. Her husband had to beat the otter off her back. It didn't want to come off. It wouldn't stop attacking her.
That's one way to get it to be through with you.
Man.
She then flipped it over. She had a bite and scratch marks on her nose. Her earlobe was dangling, just like Mike Tyson had been there.
I had bitter nose. I was going to say more like Heather Locklear. Notorious nose biter.
Earlobe was dangling.
Oh.
She was taken to the hospital where she received stitches and rabies treatment. It turns out there was someone else there, and they realize now that that was likely a rabid otter.
Oh, that's crazy. You never think of otters being rabid.
They're so cute.
They are cute. I'd let them give me rabies. Just to cuddle it.
Yeah.
A good story out of Florida
All
to
right.
some.
We never have one of those.
Florida is one step closer to living up to its nickname of the Sunshine State. A bill to let Florida remain on daylight savings time year-round is headed to Governor Rick Scott's desk. They approved it in the Senate 33-2. If he signs the Sunshine Protection Act, then they would be joining a couple of other people who don't participate in daylight savings.
So they're called smart people.
But what's even more complicated is Northwest Florida is in the Central Time Zone.
Where's Northwest South Florida?
What is Northwest South Florida,
Northwest
Danny?
Florida is just next to or right below Alabama.
Yeah. Right.
So they're in the Alabama time zone, but this would then make everybody more uniform for the
Because
most
the
part.
state has two, it's split. It has two time zones.
Yeah, but they just want to get
Is that
rid
right?
of.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it turns out the northwest portion of Florida is in the central time zone with Alabama.
So, okay. And then what's the rest of Florida?
The southeast Florida would be in the Atlantic time zone.
It should not be
Eastern time zone.
It should not be this difficult to explain this to me. They should just make it
You
one
should
thing.
have listened to me the first time when I said it.
I've made a career out of not doing that.
All right, so right now, American Samoa, Guam, half a day for Guam, guys.
They don't share a time zone with southeast Florida.
Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Hawaii, and Arizona do not observe the daylight savings time.
And parts of Iowa.
and a couple of
It's
handful
all
of
those
random
wacky Pacific
places.
Islanders.
Just a reminder, we are all going to Whiskey Rocks Northwest on Saturday.
Right.
Hopefully you guys are getting your tickets right now at whiskeyrocksnw.com. And then as soon as we leave there, we're bringing our clocks forward an hour. That is this weekend. Okay.
I was going to not do it. Not just to be difficult.
Just
I was just going
you're
to
going to boycott
when I wake up on Saturday, so I don't have to feel that, I lost a bunch of sleep. But I don't have clocks in my house to do that anymore.
Oh, everything's automated.
Everything does it itself.
Yeah. It's a good stand to make, though. Danny Bonaducci does not spring forward.
I don't.
damn it.
I'll spring forward.
Well, you're going to try to do it a day early.
You can't push me around.
When you wake up Saturday, it will still be
Right.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you got to do it Sunday morning.
But why am I getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday?
I don't know. I was trying to make you seem less lazy.
But don't do it on Friday or Saturday. Don't be late to Whiskey Rocks. Do it after Whiskey Rocks.
After Whiskey Rocks.
I'm going to do it when my phone does it.
That's a good bet.
I don't know. We just got a new stove. You heard me whining about that. Remember?
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a clock in it. I have it. You know what time it is? 350 degrees. That's what time it is.
A Colorado family is making news for a box of cereal they bought from Walmart.
All right.
It sounds pretty mundane.
It
sounds like
does.
something a lot of families do every day in America. They bought Quaker 100% natural granola. I have a box of that in my house.
Yeah, it's a fine cereal.
However, they started eating it. The whole family gathered around the table,
What
eating
kind of family
breakfast
is
together.
this? Is this the Waltons? Who does? Hey, let's all get together and eat granola.
It's starting to get a little less common, a little less everyday American life. You go Walmart, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You bought some cereal, great. We all do that. Granola, maybe not. We sat around as a family, had prayer time, and ate our granola together.
It's Colorado. You know, they like to be all healthy. Well, they took a couple of bites, and Mom said, this doesn't taste very good. Dad was super hungry. He ate the whole bowl.
I'm not sure which story this is.
This is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I know. We read it last night.
And then the little baby bear, then the kid sat down and had a couple of bites. And this does not taste so good. That's when they looked at the box and realized that the expiration date was February 22nd, 1997.
Don't make me do math. Is that 20 years old or so?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's old cereal.
21 years old.
So what you're saying is that it actually tasted like granola.
That cereal can buy an assault weapon now in most states.
They said
21-year-old cereal.
Back in 1997, the number one movie was Titanic.
King
The
of the world.
Spice Girls ruled the charts.
Tell me what you really want.
South Park premiered. They killed Kenny.
Tom Cruise is in my closet.
There you go. And Seinfeld started its last season.
What's the deal? That was so fun. We should do that every newscast.
Has Walmart said why they had 21-year-old granola on their shelves?
They are looking into it.
I would.
A South Carolina driver caused quite a scene yesterday morning after spilling 60,000 pounds of beer onto a highway in Okaloosa County.
Not Okaloosa.
That's tragedy.
Yeah. What,
I mean-
that he was in Okaloosa?
Was it good beer, though?
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to disparage beer, but let's be honest, it was Busch.
Well, you don't have to disparage it. I'll disparage it for you. No, it was not good beer.
Is it as good as other beers when it's free and just out on the freeway?
I don't know that I would ever accept a Busch beer.
You wouldn't stop to lick it up off the freeway.
Maybe.
Yeah, see?
Oh, okay.
Paul, would you? You drink beer like I do.
I wouldn't. No, I would not stop to lick it up off the interstate.
Back in my drinking days, I was the only guy that I knew that had a 5-second rule for booze. If you spilled your drink, quick, get a straw, 5-second rule.
I have a brand new beer blog up at KZOK.com.
What's that, Sarah?
I will tell you this, Danny. Each week I post a new beer, and it is never Busch
No, okay.
beer. It is never Busch beer. KZOK.com.
You will see no Bush on Sarah's beer blog ever at KZOK.com.
Wait for the filthy forecast. You might see something.
I was about to tell you about where I'm sitting during these pictures, but you'll just have to go to the website to see for yourself.
All right.
210 Brewing Company, Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. They are the sponsor of my beer blog. As I said, it is up right now at KZOK.com. I actually drank a coconut porter from Oscar Blues.
Oh, I've had that before. It's really good.
So good. Really coconutty. Is that a word?
Yeah, sure.
That's probably why they put that right there in the name, coconut porter.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you. A man who allegedly tried to ram a car into Peoria's airport terminal, then boarded an empty airplane, then tried to steal a deputy squad car, had a pretty good reason to do so.
And what was that?
He was worried about the impending zombie apocalypse.
Oh, that's the thing, yeah.
He went in front of a grand jury yesterday on all sorts of charges. Like, I can't even read all these. It's insane. But at the end of the day, some people are like, well, zombie apocalypse, man.
Yeah.
I kind of get it. Well, unfortunately, as a result of his misadventures, a half a dozen flights were delayed or even canceled.
Oh, you can't do that.
If convicted, 30 years in prison is what he's facing.
But that's the do-all, end-all, right?
Yeah.
They don't have to give him 30 years. That's crazy.
So what do you give him?
I'll give him 3 to 5 with classes on how not to be a jerk face.
Okay.
And let him out in 3.
But if it was your plane that was delayed or canceled?
Kill him.
In England, they have something called the Royal Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, like our Humane Society. And I think
Theirs sounds much more sophisticated. honestly.
yes, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
Oh, especially when she says it like that.
Yeah,
Well
exactly.
done, Sarah.
Well, you know, also in
Oh, you should do your next filthy forecast in an English accent.
oh, today it will be so wet.
Nope, she should not
Yeah,
do
nope,
it. Yes,
that's out.
It's actually a bad idea.
Spain is so wet. I'm Sarah with your filthy
I know.
forecast.
I feel like we said no.
I don't know what the reverse of a Mr. Happy is, but that's what I've got.
All right, in England, they take their swans very seriously.
Sure.
And the queen even has like her own set of them. I don't know what you call it, but they're her swans.
Who was that chick that wore the swan dress?
Bjork.
Was she British?
No.
Icelandic?
Same
Icelandic.
thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. All right.
All right, a distressed woman called the RSPCA after she spotted a dead swan that had been decapitated.
Yeah.
So she calls the Humane Society and says, "Oh my gosh, I've seen a decapitated swan."
Is that what she said?
Yes, that's actually literally a quote.
Yeah.
So the RSPCA arrives at the scene. It was a statue that had been blown over in a storm and its head broke off.
See, I like that British people can be stupid too.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have the dibs on that one.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Spread it out.
News this morning brought to you by Car Toys. And we are going to take a short break. However, when we come back, Arnold Schwarzenegger giving us an update on the next Terminator movie.
Wow.
Yes, it's happening.
That's weird.
Tori is going to be telling us all the new music that is in stores today, plus all those big changes that are headed to the Seahawks. We'll talk about that next in sports.
Paul.
On the I-5 express lane southbound at Lake City Way, the left lane is blocked currently, causing some minor delays. And on I-5 southbound at the interchange to I-405, we have an accident blocking the shoulder. This traffic report was brought to you by Money Tree. At Money Tree, they think cashing your check should be quick and easy. That's why they've been saying yes for over 30 years. They'll cash your tax refund check for only 1.9%. So come into a Money Tree branch today and let them say yes to you. Your money in time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
We'll start with some music news. The Cranberries yesterday said they are going to be moving forward with a new album and a 25th anniversary reissue of their debut album, Everybody Else Is Doing It, So Why Can't We? Now, this is a surprise because their singer, Dolores O'Riordan, died back in January.
Right. And I think in some ways, a lot of times when the lead singer, the front man, front lady, if you will, isn't in the band anymore, you need to move along in a seriously weird way. But I'm wrong a lot. When David Lee Roth left, I said, well, that's it. Van Halen's dead.
Yeah.
And Sammy Hagar came walking in there. But she's got had such a specific voice.
Well, here's why it's going to work, Danny. She recorded her portion before her death.
Ew.
The album was done, just not mixed, just not finished, as in, like, oh, maybe we want another take on this guitar, but she actually finished recording before her death. Therefore, they said, all we need to do is mix this, and we're going to put out this new album with her as the lead singer.
I think they totally should. I believe it or not, maybe this is a little modeling of me, but I think it makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
I would imagine that there's more financing available, more distribution available because people are talking about it.
Yep. Well, speaking of new music, we have got Tori to tell us some of the stuff that's coming out tomorrow. That new music comes out on Fridays. We got a lot of new music, but always classic rock re-releases, those special vinyl editions. So Tori, tell us what is coming out tomorrow.
All right, so first up, we've got super sexy Miles Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's releasing Year of the Tiger record.
No Slash?
No Slash.
Who's
just
playing
Miles.
guitar?
You know what? Miles is an amazing guitar player.
Oh.
I had no idea. I thought he was just a singer.
I know,
Now,
right?
see, it's weird to me that it's automatically assumed that Slash is in the Miles Kennedy band. I assumed there was a Miles Kennedy band that had been on tour for 100 years. The guy's great.
Right. It's always been, though, like Slash's albums.
I didn't know.
With Miles.
Slash, but before it was Alter Bridge.
Right.
Yeah, so which is basically Creed.
But now it's just him.
Yes.
No Creed.
No Creed, no nothing, just Miles.
All right, I think we've got this down now.
So he's released an album. It's really bluesy. His inspirations are like Jeff Buckley. It reminds me a bit of his first band called Mayfield 4, which was actually originated in beautiful Spokane.
Spokane.
Yeah, but do you guys want to hear a little bit?
I do.
Here
We do.
go.
I'd go see this in a bar in Spokane.
He has such a good voice.
It's sexy.
That's the only place I'd go see this.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan. I don't know what he's doing. He sounds like the guy from the Guns N' Roses guy. He sounds like Axl Rose. What's this?
Let's hear a little more. Yeah. Sounds a little like Chris Cornell to me.
It does.
Totally.
Which is
All
not
right,
a bad
Tori,
thing.
what else we got?
Anything from the Eurythmics?
Why? Do you want there to be?
I do, because the rain's coming down.
There we go. Okay, so next up is David Byrne from the Talking Heads. He has a new record. He hasn't released one in 14 years, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Again, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
God for Tori.
this is weird. This is called American Utopia, and it's electro funk, and it's super strange. Kind of sounds like the Sparks. This is it.
It sounds like him, but on acid.
Are you on acid?
This sounds like David Byrne.
It sounds like him if I were on acid.
That's kind of what you said.
If I were
not
on acid?
again.
I'm on acid right now.
I
It
like
sounds like him.
I like the Miles Kennedy bit more than I like this, to be honest with you.
We got some other,
The voice of Miles Kennedy sound like a guy who can sing. He just didn't sound like Miles Kennedy to me. This sounds a little odd to me.
This sounds like David Byrne.
Yeah. But I love the chocolate.
Tori, some other classic rock icons with releases or no?
Yes, Iggy Pop and Josh Homme, I believe that's right.
Yep,
He's releasing American Valhalla, the post-pop depression DVD. And this is actually from their last album in 2016. It kind of is like The Doors meets a spaghetti western kind of vibe. I don't know.
That sounds kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is kind of rad. No, and you know what? I watched a clip of the video, and Iggy Pop is still freaking amazing and freaking naked the whole time.
Got that 10-gallon hat on.
When she says naked, do you mean naked?
Okay, no, but you can like see his whole body, and he's like what, 75?
He's in good shape.
He's 100.
Sarah, again, men are not topless. Men are shirtless.
And what's he do with Homie?
With Homie? Well, they're okay. So Josh Homie is from Queens of the Stone Age,
and a couple other bands.
They're besties.
Yeah, they are besties.
Isn't it Queens of the Stone Age and something else? Yeah, go on.
Eagles of Death Metal.
Eagles of Death.
Eagles, yeah, exactly. That's it. And he actually just produced this record, so that's why it kind of sounds more Queens of the Stone Age than like the Stooges. You
Nice.
know?
It's super interesting.
He lost me when everybody started calling him Baby Duck.
Yeah.
That's so
He's
weird.
a bad guy, though. I don't like him, to be honest.
Who?
Josh Homie?
Josh, he kicked that girl in the face.
Oh, he said that was
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
Oh, I'm
she was asking for it.
Photographer, she was doing her job, taking pictures.
But was that who it was? I didn't remember that was him.
She was a concert photographer hired to be there.
Does somebody remember? I mean, did he do it on purpose? Did he cop to it?
He said sorry.
Well, I'm sorry if I kick a girl in the face. I kicked a couple girls in the face. It was accidentally.
Tori, what about Jimi Hendrix? Something a re-release from him?
Yes, Both Sides of the Sky. So this is a new compilation album which features 13 never been heard studio tracks.
Wow.
So this
Really?
isn't throwaway material. This is actually good quality stuff.
New music from Jimi Hendrix.
New music, like
I
a
just
brand new album.
I just assumed a re-release. Holy
And the
smokes.
Cranberries have got new music coming out. What's happening?
Yeah, tomorrow's a big day in music.
They don't have the great rock and roll band in heaven because it's still here, apparently.
So this features songs like Manish Boy by Muddy Waters, and he also covers Joni Mitchell's Woodstock, and it's amazing.
Oh, I want to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, Tori, thank you. Or anything else?
It'll all be up at KZOK.com for all the other releases.
What will be up at KZOK.com?
The other releases for...
Tori's Turntables. You
Oh.
were saying a lot, man. It's the name of your...
Is that different? That's something different than this.
It's actually different, but Tori's Turntable is up there. I have a blog on Jimi Hendrix right now.
There you go.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
So
That's our
Tori's
Tori.
Turntable, you review a different album each week?
Each week, yes.
Great. And so right now, though, you can see the new music that is going to be in stores tomorrow, KZOK.com.
Paul.
In entertainment news, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 70 years old.
Wow.
But he is not ready to stop making movies.
No, he said he'll be back.
He's done making good movies.
He gave an interview to the Arnold fans. That's a group of people who are fans of Arnold.
Well, his and Tom Arnold.
It makes perfect sense, though, if that's what it is.
The guy who ran the diner in Happy Days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody named Arnold.
The pig in Green Acres.
Right. I'm out.
It's not a very common name.
Arnold Palmer.
How about
I can say that. Danny
Arnold
can't.
Palmer.
How about Hey Arnold, the cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
we're out.
Yeah.
Well, he gave the interview and they asked him what's coming up next. And he said, we are about to start shooting Terminator 6, June through October. I'm in that. I'm very excited about that.
Did anybody know there was a 4 or a 5? I didn't.
I've seen them all.
Really? You've seen every one of them?
Everyone. And the last one starred Khaleesi from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Emily Clark. Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark as a brunette. And it was awesome for the first half and then like the worst movie I've ever seen for the second half.
Okay.
It was so stupid.
All right. I've never seen anyone but the first one, I don't think.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, you've seen Terminator 2 for sure. That's the popular one.
2
Is it okay that I've seen that one?
Sarah Connor.
I've been
I'll be back.
Oh, the
I'll
one
be
where she
back.
came back super buff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no one really cared that much. I mean, everybody talked about it, and then she was out of work again.
All right, so he also went on to talk about Twins sequel, or is it threequel? It's going to be called Triplets. Another
Really?
Twins movie.
With The Rock.
No,
And
it's
Danny
got
DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah.
Yep.
And The Rock.
I don't know. There's 3 of them now.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right. Where did it all fall apart?
Can you imagine The Rock? I mean, he did some of those like I'm a nanny movies, you know?
Yeah, I did.
But,
Fairy.
but can you imagine The Rock doing Twins 3 with Arnold and Danny DeVito?
Yes, I can.
And I'm pretty sure Danny just said, when did this all go wrong? I'm going to go with 5:45.
Oh, yeah.
Meghan Markle was baptized this week at the Chapel Royal at St. James Palace. This had to happen before her wedding, before her marriage to
That
Prince
was
Harry.
baptism by fire. That whole thing the British do. Am
I thought that
wrong?
was an expression for like something bad's about
They
to...
don't set you on fire
No.
when they're English until you,
think so.
until you love God.
And then they dunk you in the water.
That's what they.
to
Oh, that's here.
To put you
It's
out.
like
yeah.
throwing you to the wolves. Like, all right, fend for yourself.
all right.
Baptism by fire. No, this was an actual baptism done by a religious dude. So she had to become...
What's his name? Fire? Because that would make all of this
That
make more
would, yeah.
sense.
Have you
She-
been baptized?
I was baptized as a
Have you been
infant, yeah.
baptized?
As a baby, yeah. As a
That's when most people get baptized.
No, but there are a lot of adults.
No, a
who
lot
I've
of
been
people are
baptized 3
born
times.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was raised Protestant, but had to be rebaptized before her wedding. So she's now, an Anglican?
All right.
But
I thought that was a fisherman.
That's an angler.
Oh.
And then the lady
I thought that was the president of Germany.
Angola.
I didn't know what's going on right here.
Sunday night, live from the Forum in LA, is our iHeart Radio Music Awards. It's bringing together some of the biggest celebrities and artists on the stage, and in the audience, or on the audience.
If you get there and your seat has no pillow,
You stole it.
I did.
Do you think, since we've been doing spoiler alerts all week long, every day we've been presenting a new award, do you think that they're going to invite us to go do that on stage this year? Like we've gotten really good at presenting these awards.
Oh yeah, I think that's a great
ask
idea.
us.
First, I'll rip something in half.
Yeah,
and I'll say it's this guy.
Yeah. All right, everyone's going to have to tune in to find out.
My money's on Ed Sheeran to win everything.
TBS, TNT, True TV.
The show's so big it couldn't fit on one TV network.
You can buy the whole seat, but you're
only going to need the edge. And when is it again? Which night is it? I'm sorry. Which night
Sunday.
is it? Sunday.
Oh, wow, I fell for that.
Oh, this got much more fun when we turned it into a monster truck rally. Or a Munster truck rally.
That's when Eddie Munster gets up and announces who won something.
Take a look at sports.
Sports! Okay, you've been called a lot of things, but have you ever been called Eddie Munster?
I have. No.
Well, from now on.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUIOA, 1-800-DUIOA. It's official. Ichiro Suzuki back in Seattle. Well, technically, he's in Arizona because that's where spring training is. But back with your Seattle Mariners. Yeah. He finalized a 1-year deal, $750,000, but a lot of additional incentives based on plate appearances. So welcome back, Ichiro. Glad to have you.
You know what he should do besides play really good baseball?
What's that?
Do a fitness app. One of those things where you put it in, he tells you how many push-ups to do.
Yeah.
Because he's 44, and he's totally going to play ball with the 24-year-olds, and they're going to be sorry and tired. That guy's in just phenomenal shape.
Great shape. Well, the Mariners did lose to Oakland yesterday, 7-3. Tonight, they play the Giants at
Turn it around.
5:40.
Yeah.
Farewell to Michael Bennett. According to sources, he has been traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 5th-round pick and wide receiver Marcus Johnson.
Awful sweet guy to be going to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't turn into like one of those guys.
Me too.
Derek's got to be happy, though. His team's picking up a pretty good defensive player.
Yeah, they're also shipping a lot of people out of town, and he doesn't seem to care about them. Don't let the door hit you. Isn't that what you said?
Foles is all right. Whatever.
Meh.
We got wins.
Martellus Bennett, Michael's brother, also looking for a new home as he was released this morning by the New England Patriots. Still haven't gotten an update on Richard Sherman. The rumors yesterday were that he will not be returning to the Seattle Seahawks, but there is no official message yet from the team.
Will they grab him up? Will some other team go, oh my God, he's free, I'm going to get him?
He's going to have to pass a physical.
Yeah, we don't know if he can play football next
What about
year.
attitude? That wouldn't stop
Nope,
anybody there.
not at all.
Because I have heard
No
that
way.
there are guys, and usually this is coming out of college, when some guys had any kind of real trouble in college, they go, no, I don't want that on my team. I don't want that in the locker room.
If they're an unproven player, but he's a proven player at a top level.
Yep. And Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson will be a mentor. Sorry, that coffee went down funny.
I didn't hear you laugh.
Russell Wilson will mentor the 2018 NFL Draft's quarterback prospects and running back Saquon Barkley in a series of Sports Center specials next month. Now, this is something that used to be done by John Gruden, but he can't do it because he is now the coach of the Oakland Raiders. So Russell Wilson headed to ESPN.
Neat.
Should be pretty spectacular.
I love me some Russell Wilson.
And your favorite Manning brother is in the news.
Tebow!
He's not a Manning brother. It's
sorry.
Pizza Manning.
It's Pizza Manning?
Pizza Manning in the news. Former Colts and Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning sold his stake in 31 Papa John's pizza shops.
No.
He did this right before the NFL switched to Pizza Hut as their official sponsor. So first, Peyton Manning's like, I'm out. Second, the NFL's like, I'm out. And now it's just poor old Papa John.
Isn't that insider trading? Like, isn't that what Martha Stewart went to prison for?
Oh, no.
And she only was $57,000.
Yeah, he sells off whatever 31 pizza franchises right before the NFL drops him as the official pizza.
He's supposed to be a new broadcaster.
Send him to prison.
He's going to be in jail.
Oh, send him to prison and then do the whole 9 yards or whatever that movie, The Longest Yard. Except it's not Burt Reynolds or Adam Sandler. It's actually Pizza Manning.
Yeah.
Last night in hoops action, Oregon State outlasted Washington 69-66 in overtime. It was the opening round of the Pac-12 tourney. Washington likely falling short in its bid to head to the NCAA tournament, but they still did well. Their biggest turnaround since 1937, a first coach in Mike Hopkins. So it was a pretty decent season for them.
All right.
WSU lost to Oregon 64-62. Tonight, Seattle U versus Texas Rio Grande. In soccer, Clint Dempsey scored from straight in front of the goal in the 78th minute, giving the Sounders a 1-0 victory over Chivas Guadalajara last night in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champion League quarterfinal series.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. My goodness.
There were 42,885 fans there.
It was a great showing, and you don't see that for a non-league game very often, but it's a big Mexican team, and there's a lot of fans here in Seattle, so they had a lot of people out for both sides, but the Sounders were able to win. So.
Yep. Good on you for going out. It's a league record.
Good on you.
Very, very cool. And lastly, in sports, we've talked about how amazing it is to run a marathon.
Yeah.
There is one man from Los Angeles who is getting ready to run the Boston Marathon, which, why are we talking about that? So what? A lot of people run the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, so what, Sarah?
It's one of the most famous in the world. He is running it backwards.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
No, it's not. It's stupid.
He's running the Boston Marathon backwards, and you don't find that interesting at all?
First of all, he's running the Snowbob marathon backwards. That's how you pronounce Boston backwards. What's wrong with you people?
Technically, I don't think that's right, but it's
so
very
in the
funny.
Ballpark, my friend. It's just dumb. Why do it? What's the point?
Snow Bob.
Well, that's what I said. That's not what it is.
There's definitely no
Non-stop. Non-stop. Bob Knob. No, that's not it.
No.
Back before this man was born, his brother died.
We'll just take some of the fun out of it.
He was epileptic.
Ew.
He never got to meet his brother. So now he's going to run the marathon backwards.
And Danny's going to mock
to try and send his dead brother into a fit because he won't know what he's watching. This is terrible. Why is that man doing that?
To raise money.
For what? His
I'm sorry that made you growl. I thought that was sort of an inspirational story.
Yeah. Guy's running backwards for no good reason.
And none of us on the show can pass the field sobriety test because we don't know how to spell Boston backwards.
Could you imagine trying to run, beat him in a race and he still beats you going backwards? Because I can't do a marathon. I could never do a marathon.
That's a great point because if all of us decided to run the Boston Marathon tomorrow, that's weird because we'd be a couple weeks early, he would beat us running backwards.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That was sports, and it's brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA. Hey, tomorrow on the show, a lot of shenanigans. We've got another chance for you to win your way into Battle at the Boat at 7:20.
Yeah.
And at 7:50, if you can tell us where Sarah's Beaver's been, you can win tickets to Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers at Key Arena.
Very nice.
Facebook.com/Sarah's Beaver, of course, KZOK.com.
You know, Russell Wilson, who I love and adore, don't get me wrong, he is a mentor to football players. That's very exciting. But my mentor is one guy and one guy only, and that would be the Silver Fox himself, Steve Slayton. Oh, I did the world turned upside down. Anyway, Steve's going to walk in this room and he's going to play a lot of classic rock and roll for you because that's what he does. We'll get out of his way. Bye.
This traffic report is brought to you by Fred Meyer. In Seattle on the I-5 Express lane southbound near Lake City Way, the left lane is currently blocked, causing some minor delays. Other than that, all of your roadways are looking pretty clear this morning. Fred Meyer is having a big sale on pork. Right now, select pork roast, ribs, and more, or buy one, get one free. You can stock the freezer and really save. Hurry into Freddy's for the buy one, get one free pork sale. Fred Meyer, what's on your list today? I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.